to Talk the Kēki, not in Iran.
Konnichiwa!
Minasan, Goki Kenyo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Talk the Kēki. I'm Matt.
Spring edition. You got it. They're gonna think that we're like going off the air. We said cut too many times.
And to join me, the man who will not pay $250K to go to visit the Titanic. Ethan, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm a little hungover. Like seems to be the fucking tradition.
Like I said, it's been like the third week in a row this has happened, folks.
No, not the third week. I wouldn't say that.
Second. You were last week.
I don't know. What's up, Chris?
How you doing, Chris? How you doing?
I'm all right. Honestly, all things considered, I bought some more surround sound for my house, so I'm very much looking forward to after I get off watching Attack on Titan. Since we were basically caught up on all anime, I'm gonna watch Attack on Titan on my in my bedroom with the new Dolby Atmos in it. Just doing a little test with some music, and it's so good. Like just being able to actually have the Atmos the way it's supposed to be, where you basically create the dome effect with the two side speakers being behind you while you have the main bar in front of you, and then you have the subwoofer as well. Like just creating that that dome is, like I said, the sound just sounds really, really, really solid. And then I got a new matching set of Dolby Atmos for my living room. And if I'm being honest, I bought an new LG, and honestly, I had a Vizio before. And I think the Vizio one, it may be, again, because of the fact that it's in a smaller location because it's inside of a bedroom instead of a large living room. But the Vizio just sounds so much better, dude.
Right.
In my opinion. So.
Nice.
Other than that, though, I'm good. Like I said, tired from last night. Work has been interesting, but not bad. What about you, buddy?
Well, someone got shot a couple days ago on my route.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that was fun.
White Trashville for you.
Oh my god, it is. It really is. What did I get into?
White Trashville, motherfucker.
I knew it was downtown. I knew it was shitty, but that, and I've seen more Confederate flags in that town than I have on Long Island. And Long Island's considered.
That's so wild to me. That's so wild to me that the Confederate flag is in the fucking north. Like, what kind of bullshit, dude?
Hold on. I'm finishing up weekly catch up. The only thing left from when you guys are watching is Gundam. Yes. So avoid the strongest one. He's not.
Gundam is so good.
I know.
I had to turn on the. So we've been getting severe thunderstorms also in Florida lately. So
yeah, they're starting.
I go out for once. It's due to a storm.
It's starting tomorrow and it's going to last 4 days.
Oh, nice
thunderstorm. So
good thing we're not recording.
No, thank God we're doing today, and I know we're doing Thursday next week.
Yes, because Friday I'm going to the club in Tampa.
Yeah, so we'll have a couple of finales there. We'll talk about Black Clover next week just to give a spotlight.
Mm-hmm. We both have watched the movie. We both liked the movie.
We did. And our list is going to be cut down in half after 2 days.
Woo!
I know. How's this going to work is, of course, we're going to do news, our solo shit, and when we do the together, we're going to do stuff that don't have the penultimates yet. So like Gundam, Insomniacs, Hell's Paradise, then the penultimates, and then the finales. So we will get to that. So let's just get this over with, shall we?
Yeah, buddy. Let's go.
All right, let's get to some news. Chris, this is for you. The Cafe Terrace and His Goddesses is getting a season 2 in 2024 because their finale just finished today. With that announcement. Jujutsu Kaisen is confirmed for 23 episodes with a continuous core.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Rurouni Kenshin, a continuous core.
Mm-hmm.
Mushoku Tensei, 25 episodes with a split core. So July of this year, which is next week actually, or 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then the second half will be winter 2024. So it'll qualify for both years.
All right.
Jesus Christ, it's gonna be lucky for that one. What else? The Ancient Magus Bride season 2 part 2 is going to be in fall 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Idol Project Hanadal is getting a TV anime, so that's for the idol anime people. My Daughter Left the Nest and Returned an S-Rank Adventurer is coming out for fall 23.
Doesn't sound like my type of thing.
I'm probably not going to either. The Dangers in My Heart is getting season 2 in winter 24.
Woo!
I know, I can't wait for that one.
You know what's ass backwards is that they focused on in the summer, and they like the last couple episodes were done in the winter, and now that it's gonna be winter here in America, it's gonna be summer over there.
Right.
So like ass backwards.
Demon Slayer is getting a season 4. It is going to be the Hashira training arc, so they're going to milk 8 chapters of a manga into a 12 episode series. Have fun with that. So I'm going to assume season 5 will be final season part 1, final season part 2.
Oh god,
they're gonna do it. I'm telling you.
I'm on episode 53 on Attack on Titan, and I'm so grateful that freaking what's it called? That Crunchyroll just has it as the final season. Even though like I have to go through all these fucking things on it. All these like fucking things. Same with the OADs. They have all the OADs together, which I'm gonna basically try and binge because they're not. I know they're not critical to the series, but I want to just box. So that's right. When I get off of here. But each one's like 3, 2, 2, 2. I'm like, what the fuck? But they're all like broken down like as a whole.
Right. This next one, surprising to me, Tokyo Revengers, the Tenjuku arc is going to be in fall 2023. I was not expecting winter.
Well, is fall kind of stacking up?
Yeah. When you get down to it, yeah, they're getting some good ones. We're getting some continuals. Getting Dr. Stone. We're getting Tokyo Revengers. We're getting Evidence.
Oh, Eminence. I forgot about Eminence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rank of the Kings is getting a new movie. It's not going to be a recap movie. It's going to be an actual movie.
An actual movie of Boji?
Yeah. Like, we'll see what they do with that. So that's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Link Click season 2 is official for summer 23, so that means that makes fucking 22. And
I'm still at 17.
Yeah, Chris says you keep cutting out a little bit.
Oh no.
You're good now, I think.
Oh. Yeah. I can't find the stupid cord thing so I can return it. I'm just gonna have to just suck it up and get a new one.
And Crunchyroll picked it up, so I can actually watch it properly and not on Bilibili's. So I'm happy with that.
Woo!
I know. And Nier Automata is going to end in July 23rd. Yep, the last 4 episodes are gonna end. Just drop them all. Like, here you go, just have them. Take it. So 2 hours basically. So we'll be talking about those once they air.
Yes.
In our busy schedules.
Until they get postponed again because of COVID.
Well, no, we're not doing weekly, just all at once.
No, watch they postpone it before it drops.
Oh my god, stop. Maybe that's why they didn't wait. They're like, you know what, let's just make them, and once they're done, just have them.
Yeah, baby. Here, cursed series.
Maybe we'll try again if we get a second half. And then one more original anime, Miru is getting a product. Looks like a mech type of anime. 2024 release date, but no idea what season yet.
I'm so when I see mech anime, it's like all the newer mech anime, with the exception of Gundam, have been to me disappointments. But when you think of the other older mech animes, the Gurren Log that I've seen, the Gurren Lagans, the fucking Code Geasses, it's those are just so fucking bangers. And the only one I think that's not been a disappointment, at least for me, is 86. That's the only real mech anime that hasn't been a disappointment out of the recent ones that I've seen.
Well, there was one where me and the guy saw like an independent one. It was like 16 minutes. I forgot the name of it, but it was so good. It was so promising. And
Oh yeah, you had mentioned that when you went to the convention in Montreal.
Yeah, so I hope somebody out there picks it up for actual season because they definitely show promise. Even with the CGI, was really good. All right, that's it for news. So, what do you have by yourself on your end?
Raeliana and what's it called? And
Galaxy
Next Door. I'm struggling to remember Raeliana, honestly. I'm trying to think of because normally I can read Sean's fucking.
Don't you have Yamada too?
Oh, I do have Yamada. Oh yeah,
you do.
I do have Yamada, and I'm struggling to remember what happened in Yamada too. Because I'm not doing the thread. So when I don't do the threads, it's really hard for me to remember certain things. Let me actually write that.
But yeah, these are all your penultimates, I believe.
Yes, they are. Yamada. My love story with Yamada. My love story with Yamada. Oh, and we get to talk about Skip and Loafer.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that together. Yes.
Yay. Again, I'm just trying to struggle to remember shit.
Just do the best you can.
God damn it. Yamada. Let me go to Sean's let me go to Starman's review so I can kind of piggyback off that. Yamada.
Yamada hurt and Raeliana was awesome.
Oh, God damn it. He didn't put Sean is slacking, bro. He hasn't put anything. Like, he hasn't put his reviews up.
Yeah, just for Gundam.
Godly.
Well, look at the episode forum discussion.
That's such a pain in the dick.
It is a pain in the dick.
I could keep them brief because fuck. I don't remember them. So basically, Raeliana, if I recall correctly, just mainly focuses on Beatrice trying to like, I guess, figure out what's next. The episode basically starts off with Raeliana. She what's it called? Goes like out with Noah and then returns. And when Noah returns, Noah's told by his butler, like, hey, something happened, we need you to go take care of it. He's like, all right, I gotta take care of something, I'll be back. She's like, all right, no problem. So she's in her room just hanging out, chilling, and all of a sudden, I guess she has like a her own personal, like, I guess you can call her butler, attendant. It's an attendant, we'll say attendant. Okay. I'm forgetting her name, but she basically said, hey, Raeliana, I have to tell you something. And she's like, well, what's up? And she's like, do not go in the study in the west side of the house. And she's like, well, why should I do that? And she's like, there's a ghost. If you look in the mirror, there's a ghost, and if you like look directly like into the mirror with your eyes, it'll like respond to you. So she's like, oh, that's weird, let's go check it out. So she goes, and it's all creepy and shit, and she sees the mirror, and she looks into the mirror, and it does actually respond, which is unique. But it's like in a creepy like thing, it's like raining and shit, and she's like freaking the fuck out. It is the main event. Karen's asking if we talked about Demon Slayer, and I was like, nope, it's the main event.
Yep, saving it for last.
Back in at 11 p.m. LOL. So she's like, oh shit. So she freaks out, and she's like, this is so scary. And Noah, unbeknownst to her, puts her hand on her shoulder, and she freaks out like, oh my god, something is like possessing me or something. She drops the mirror shatters. Noah's like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, I saw a ghost. And Noah's like, all right, that's super fucking weird, but okay, whatever. And she's like, oh, I didn't expect you to be back. He's like, yeah, there's something in here I need to claim. And he's like, okay. And so she's like, well, do you want to come get it? She's like, oh, it's nothing I don't have to deal with in the morning, or I don't have to deal with right now. I can deal with it in the morning. She's like, okay. So she's like, Noah is like, do you want me to walk you back to your room? And she goes, yeah, please. And like, you can tell basically like Raeliana is also feeling Noah from her perspective. She just doesn't want to admit that she's catching feelings for him in the same way. As I basically Starman and I have deduced at this stage, Raeliana has become the main character because of all the changes that she did to the story. So it's very interesting from that perspective. So she goes back to the room, and Noah's like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. And she's like, huh? What do you mean? She's like, I'm gonna stay here. You know, what kind of fiance would I be if I let my scared wife, you know, be by herself? You know, so she goes into bed, and then basically Noah kind of climbs in, and they just kind of have like a moment with each other. Nothing sexual or anything crazy, but they just have a moment. And Noah kind of just lets his guard down a little bit, which is actually very nice. The next morning, he's basically called in to go see his brother. And so when he goes to see his brother, we see his brother laying with a whore, and the whore leaves when the attendant, it was also a female, wakes up the brother. We come to find out his brother is the king of everything. And so him and a couple of the other people, they have discussions about the royal seal, because again, the entire story is fixated originally on the fact that the royal seal is stolen, and this is to prevent any special like rules from passing to that will take away like their power in essence. From I'm not telling it exactly the right, but it's about the best I got. And so they're saying like, yeah, you know, after tomorrow, the session of their Congress is over, and no laws will be passed, and nothing that is like, and nothing that's brought up in their, like, I guess in their world, nothing that's brought up in Congress that passes is able to be reviewed for like several years. They didn't give us a definite time. They just said in several years. And so they're like, okay. And so the brother is like, hey, by the way, because there was an accident, basically. Let me back up. The brother only recently just got reintroduced because of the fact that there was like an assassination attempt on him. Someone put like stimulants inside of a horse that he was riding, and the horse bucked him and then kicked him off. So he was like in like a mini coma until like he got good, and he ended up fucking bitches again. But he's like, hey, while I was in a drug induced coma, I heard you got married. I never thought you'd get married. I thought you didn't like girls. What's up? And he's like, well, truth is, and he tells his brother the truth about Ray Liana and the contract they have. And he's like, well, now that the Congress session is over, you know, this is going to end, right? Basically. And he's like, he doesn't say anything because he's contemplating it, because he genuinely likes Ray Liana. And so Ray Liana kind of does her thing, you know, throughout the episode. And then something clicks when she reads the paper. Like basically her attendant comes, brings her tea, brings her the paper. When she reads the paper and it talks about the session of Congress, she's like, I feel like there's something important I'm forgetting. And then it clicks. In the original story, Noah is gonna go over to like the family grave with the royal seal, and this is where like a critical event happens with Beatrice, where basically he basically admits to Beatrice that he loves her. And this whole time, Raeliana has been looking for Beatrice, her best friend, Beatrice. And so, I remembered the outing, but that's it's inconsequential. Anyway, so she remembers the outing, and basically she's like, fuck. So she gets on a horse and she rides towards the family grave like ASAP, because she knows she's going to see Beatrice there. So the season finale basically is set up for Beatrice and Raeliana to meet in front of Noah, with the story, which is unknown now, hanging in the balance. So that's not bad.
Right.
Okay, so there's that. Yamada, from what I remember. Basically the penultimate episode of Yamada is what's it called? We get the confession in episode 10 from, let me get the girl's name because I don't remember all their character names. What's her name? It's not listed here. That is not helpful. Son of a bitch. Anyway, all right, so I'll just try and do my best. So we get the confession in episode 10 from Yamada's classmate that she likes him. And so episode 11 starts off basically with Yamada, who what's it called? Actually, no, back up. Let me back up real quick. The episode starts off with Yamada talking to what's it called? What's her dick? Wait, is that episode? What the fuck episode? I think that this is killing.
I can't hear you. The wire is shitty today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties on his end with the wire. I can hear the static of the wire. The scuff is real. That's right, Chris. The scuff is real. You're right. It's not me. All right. While you deal with that, would you like me to do my thing? Nope. I just hear scuff. It's a shitty wire today, folks, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, while he's dealing with that, I'll go over a show. I'll go over Kamikaze. I'm not going to do it, but as his scuff comes in. He ain't talking. But yeah, Kamikaze, I'm not doing the whole review because it's been about 8 episodes from the last time I watched something. And the scuff is right over my ears. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. This is amazing. But hey. Nope.
I give up.
There you go. There you go.
I give up. No, I turned off my mic. My mic is done. It's done.
Okay. All right. Well, I can hear you perfectly fine.
I'll have to get a new fucking wire. Finish your thing. Sorry for this, ladies and gentlemen. Bad fucking day with this fucking wire, which I don't even know still how the hell this bitch got cut. No idea. I have zero idea. Those you can see.
Probably a cat.
No, I can't. It can't be. Maddening. Anyway, finish up. Sorry, bro.
All right. Well, I'll just do this one real quick, and then I will take it back to you.
All right.
Kamikaze. Again, I'm not going over the whole thing because I seen 8 episodes before the last time I talked about it, and it got me. Then it lost me.
Oh.
It's just okay so far, and I would have had the penultimate today, but they delayed it for next week. So I'm like, son of a bitch. Turns out it's not an isekai world. It's the future. Because Yukito asked for a world where gods really didn't exist. So this was it. Mitama basically sent him further into the future where gods don't really know anything. Yeah, that's right. Plague killed an HDMI wire for you, Chris. But Yukito finds this out, and our main villain is Loki. Not the guy, trickster god. She's a trickster, but it's a girl. She's like one of those. Chris, what were they called? Those cybernetic type creatures? Altar or something like that? I have no idea. So basically, Loki and Yukito, they got rid of the Empire. And now basically the goal is to bring God into the world in general. So Loki's going to become a god while Yukito tries to get Mitama some followers. And one of the other cybernetic beings, Otter, is with Yukito. And then there was like 3 episodes involving like sex with Dakini, who runs fucking brothels all over the place. You gotta have orgies and stuff like this. And one of the girls, Rishu, she had rape fantasies from Yukito. I got to the point where she had an orgasm and fell. This happened twice. The same clip happened twice with the same audio. happening twice. So that was a good chunk of free episodes. The brothel girl is an ally, I guess. And there's another god named Gaia who loves children. Konosuba, yes, this is Konosuba. He's working with useless goddesses. But Gaia likes to kidnap children, offering candy to make a religion of her own with just children. A family of children. I can't stress that enough. Children. It's like Sergeant Hatred for Venture Bros with the children. But
Glad I didn't pick this up.
Yeah.
So glad I didn't pick this up.
I need degeneracy. I'm getting degeneracy.
Yeah, I need an ecchi show.
I did, and I picked the wrong one.
I'll tell you what, man. Next time you need an ecchi show, let me tell you an ecchi show that I'm watching. And if I'm not watching an ecchi show, that should tell you probably don't.
Then I'll find one. Then I'll find one. Or I go to Chris because I will trust his judgment.
Go to hentaidude.com. There you go.
I'll have plenty of ecchi for the summer.
Yeah.
With fucking Mushoku, Liar Liar, Realist, Rent a Girlfriend, maybe Zom 100, Duke of Death. There, I got plenty. I got plenty for summer. I'm good. I don't need any. I think I hit all the boxes except for music. So I could have watched Inuyasha's Dog. You're right.
And it's a decent story.
That's the sad part.
That's the sad part. It's actually
I know. All right.
half decent story. It's better than even World's End Harem.
Oh God, yeah. No.
It's better than me. It's better than World's End Harem. It's better than definitely for sure better than Peter Grill.
Oh yeah. But Hidden Dungeon, that's the Harem one. Harem Labyrinth, that was primo.
That was A+.
Primo face fucking ecchi.
A tier, not S tier, but A tier.
The best is gonna get for ecchi. All right, continue. You're on Yamada. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for my thing. So
I'm still reading and regretting the manga.
Still regretting it. Do you have the time frame so we can tell Chris to cut it?
I think it's like the 22-minute mark. I have no idea.
All right, we'll tell him that. Do you mind?
I'll send him a little thing. So
write him a thing so we can kind of cut that out. Anyway, okay, Yamada. So episode 12, penultimate episode. The episode starts off with continuing from episode 11, where what's her face? When Yamada basically talks to Eita and was like, Eita, I need to talk to you about something. And so he's like, oh, like, are you gonna confess your love to me? And he's like, no, like I like someone else, and we all know that someone else is Yamada. I should say Akane. Akane speaks to him. So sorry. I always get them confused because I'm used to Yamada the girl, not Yamada the boy. Anyway, so basically Eita does a fantastic job of like selling Yamada. He's just like, like he's the most warm-hearted person ever, despite the fact his cold demeanor. He's just really socially awkward with girls. It has nothing to do with like his like feelings against you. That's just his nature. But as you've come to see, already, like, he's got the warmest heart that I've ever heard, like I've ever been around, and he's such a good kid, and he'll appreciate you basically just being upfront and telling him like, I like you. Like, you don't have to beat around the bush talking to him. You just need to like just be upfront and be honest. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna go tell him. And basically it's funny because we get what's it called? Her friend, if I can find the name of her friend. Where is the friend? Momo. Momo's like, yeah, just tell him directly. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go tell him. So she walks off. She thanks Eita for listening and being a good friend. And she goes on her way. And Momo, funnily, introduced herself like, hey, Eita, my name is Momo. I'm seriously looking for a husband. Are you single? So that was funny. So basically, Akane goes over to Yamada's house and rings the doorbell. And she's trying to basically get the words out. And of course, when she's trying to basically confess to him, like this old man and this fucking like woman around the neighborhood are having this loud ass conversation. So basically Yamada brings her in and was like, hey, I got to get ready for cram school, like, so you can talk to me like on the way over there. So as they're talking along the way, Yamada just basically can't get the words out. She can't get the words out. And so, Akane can't get the words out. Yamada, as he arrives to the train station, is like, hey, whatever you have to tell me, it seems important. I can call you after work and you can tell me over the phone what is it you wanted to tell me. And Akane gets all excited, like, okay, I'll confess to him then. So she goes about her day, and the rest of the episode focuses really on Yamada. And Yamada basically Yamada goes to cram school, and it starts raining, and his two friends, Tsubaki and do they have the other character here? I don't think they do. Where is it? Other characters. He's like a Chris Coon, but he's not. So many of these fucking dudes. Who the fuck is this?
Too many dudes.
It's too many people, dude. Honestly, and I'm looking at characters I haven't even seen yet on this stupid wiki of them. Not there. Okay, so not helpful. Anyway, so he's talking to his homie. He's talking to Tsubaki, and basically his homie tells Tsubaki like, "Hey, share the umbrella with him. This is the perfect opportunity for you to basically confess your feelings." And she's like, "I don't want to do that, da 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 da." And she's like, "Dude, you're not gonna get a chance like this. Just fucking come out with it." So they start walking, and Yamada is fixated as they're walking home. He sees a girl that looks similar to Akane, and Tsubaki notices this and was like, "Hey, do you know her?" And he's like, "No, I don't know her." But Tsubaki's basically trying to put two and two together. So basically Yamada remembers like, I need to call Akane. So he gives Tsubaki the umbrella, and Tsubaki's like, "Hey, the station's right there. I'll lend you the umbrella. I gotta go." So he runs forward. From there, Tsubaki realizes like her chance is slipping. So she starts running after Yamada, and then she bumps into somebody. Her glasses fall and they break. So she's on the floor in the middle of the rain trying to find her glasses. Yamada comes back and notices it, and picks up her glasses and says her glasses are broken. And I guess this is symbolism for like her feelings or for her chance. I don't know exactly, but you could tell there's some sort of symbolism there. And so Tsubaki whispers out, "I like you." Yamada's like, "Huh?" And she's like, "I like you." She says it louder, and she's like, "Just for once, just for today, think of me." And so Yamada texts Akane and was like, "Hey, something came up. I can't talk to you today. I'll talk to you another time about this." So Akane gets a little, disappointed. And basically the whole time, the next day, Yamada goes over to Runa's house and is doing the tutoring there. And like you could tell he's lost in thought. Eita comes in and was like, "Hey, did you get a confession from a girl yesterday?" And he's like, "Dude, are you a stalker? How the fuck did you know that?" Thinking that it was Yamada that confessed. So they start having a conversation, a little back and forth conversation. And Eita doesn't realize that it wasn't Yamada that confessed. It was Tsubaki. So he kind of like gives him advice in terms of like, "Hey, don't like whatever you do, don't leave her hanging. Be like, considerate of her feelings and give her a proper answer quickly. Just, make your decision, make sure that it's the right decision, and, don't leave her hanging." And so Yamada kind of takes that into consideration. And then as he leaves the house, he basically he tries to call Akane, and Akane's phone is off. And so he's like, "That's weird." So he basically visits Akane in the store. And Akane, she's like, they start talking, having a conversation, and she can tell that Yamada's off. Like there's just something that's like not quite right with Yamada. And so she starts having a conversation, basically telling him like all the redeeming qualities about Yamada that she likes without actually saying, "I like you." And so basically to cheer him up, she like takes a pen and she like permanently writes in ink her little character and her little sword, just to try and like cheer him up. And that's basically kind of where the episode ends, where Yamada is kind of just contemplating Tsubaki's confession to the end of it. So it sets up basically his answer to Yamada. I'm sorry, to Tsubaki. I don't know that Yamada is gonna be able. I don't think in this episode. Akane. Yeah, I know. I always get them confused. Starman. My bad. Like I said, I was just telling before you got on here, and I was having technical difficulties. That when you pick up a show and you're not doing, I don't do the review. It's harder for me to remember all the details. Like I struggled with Ray Liana. I had to like really dig to try and find out what happened with Ray Liana, since you do that review as well for our page. So Anyway, that's where the story ends on Yamada. Looking forward to it. As I said in last week's review, I don't know. I'm kind of at a crossroads with Yamada because I want to like it more. I just like everything else that I've ranked it ahead of more. There's something about the story that like it just doesn't resonate with me. And it's not that it's a bad story by any means. Like I'm not trying to disrespect it. It's just there's just something about it. It just doesn't like hit. It doesn't hit. And I know Starman it feels differently. It hits for him. So more power to him. But it's just something about it just not clicking. But it's still a really good story. It's still a really good series. It's still ranked in my top 13. It's just not as high as what he'll probably rate it. So there's that. And then my final one, finally, is Galaxy Next Door. Galaxy Next Door was actually really interesting. It was probably the best episode of the series thus far. The episode starts off with a couple of the star like people coming from the island, and they basically tell Shiori and Ichiro that they found the procedure to nullify the pact. And they're like, okay, and they're like, it has to be done in traditional format. There has to be a ceremony around it to respect the pact and the tradition and the power of this. So, they get the measurements and everything. And there's two sides to this piece, basically. The first side is the boy, whose name I'm forgetting. So the boy, he loves Shiori, but he loves Shiori superficially. He only likes her because she's the princess. She asked him like once when she's like, hey, I'm a candidate to be your husband. And so she's like, well, what is it about me you like? She's like, it's because you're the princess. That's why I like you. And she's like, oh, so, she gets kind of superficial from that standpoint. Meanwhile, what is it? I felt Akane's stress hurt. I felt Akane's stress over doubting herself, over confessing, but it was so great. I feel that, Chris. I feel that. Starman probably feels the exact same way. That's the way he explained it in our DMs between Matt and I. So, yeah, there's stuff to it for sure. Anyway, so the second side basically is the chick, again, whose name I'm forgetting. She basically like warns Ichiro like, hey, I can tell that you love Shiori very much, but as a warning, because this has never been done before, the pact, like annulment, I don't know whether your feelings are because of the pact. Likewise, the boy tells Shiori that same exact thing. Like, oh, like the guy that you're with only loves you because of the pact. Like once the thing is done, like there will be no feelings. So both of them are really worried because they both genuinely like each other, but they're worried. Is it because of the pact? Is it because of this strong connection that's forced on us that we love each other, or is it not? So they both spend the whole episode more or less like worrying about it. From there, Ichiro gets a call from his friend, one of the senseis, and was basically like, hey, like if you ever need like a reprieve, you ever need to do anything with Shiori, just let me know. I'll watch Fumio and Machi like for you. And he's like, you know what? There's a place I have to be tomorrow. I'll take you up on that offer. Do you mind like watching them? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And without going into details, he kind of tells her like the story that's going on, and the sensei is just like, she's loving it. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe like you're talking to me about feelings. This is amazing. But she gives him sound advice on how to like react to being with her and falling deeper in love with her, which was very nice. So the day comes, they're in their traditional garb. They go through the ceremony. Ichiro is very nervous about the entire ceremony, and he sees Akane. I'm sorry, not Akane. What the fuck am I saying? He sees fucking Shiori, and Shiori got no sleep. She looks exhausted. He's like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah. She puts up a brave front. And so the process is fairly simple. They record it so that way they have it as documented like evidence for the family that the annulment's done. But basically, he drinks a special tea that's been blessed by the star people. And what it's supposed to do is basically make the stinger that he got stung with protrude out. So, and then you take a pair of tweezers. They call them like pliers or something like that, but they're basically tweezers. Take the tweezers and you tweeze it out. So he drinks the tea. It comes out. And he's freaking the fuck out. He's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Shiori's also freaking out. Like, I can't believe this is happening. Please no. Like all this stuff. Like they're both just freaking out. Shiori eventually tweezes the stinger out. The stinger melts as soon as it's taken out of the human host, and Ichiro is just stuck, eyes wide open, silent. He's like in shock, basically, that everything is happening. And Yamada, I keep saying Yamada, god damn it, I got these fucking things. Shiori just freaks out. Like, she loses her composure. She starts crying, and she's like, Ichiro, please tell me that you still love me. And Ichiro, still stuck for a moment, it hits him what she asked, and he loses his composure and grabs her and embraces her and says, yes, I still love you so much. And the boy star guy is like, what the fuck? No, that's not supposed to happen. Like, he's pissed off that basically they're still in love. And the girl's like, nope, come on. We did our job. We're done. We're going home. And she has this smile on her face. Like, yep, this is real love. Like, I'm happy that she found real love. And the rest of the episode is basically them just kind of like cuddling and like having like, you know, brief conversations. It's very intimate from the perspective of like, you know, those moments that you have with your significant other where it's just the two of you and you're like, you know, just gently laid on one person and you just look at them and there's nothing to be said. You just look and you smile and you're just happy and there's warmth. That's basically how the episode ends as they're watching the sundown occur. So that was very, very wholesome, very, very nice. I loved it. That, like I said, was the best episode of Galaxy Next Door. So finally, after all the technical difficulties, I'm done.
Alrighty, very good. Alrighty now. Penultimate Mashal.
All right.
We get the big fight between Abel and Mash. Abel has his first of the dolls. Marionettes, puppets, whatever you want to call them. And when Mash breaks them, they produce acid.
Like the psychedelic?
No, I wish.
Like
the burn you type of acid.
Okay, like the shit that the Arab people throw on the women that want to be.
Exactly. So Mash grabs one of the dolls, ripped the head off, and you threw it like a bowling ball to knock the other ones out. Complete strike.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're doing a talk no jutsu type of thing. Abel talks about how he wants to segregate the weak, the people with no magic, basically anyone. Only the strong survive. You know, that whole spiel.
Yes.
Yep. Mash tries to get close to him, and he hits a fucking V trigger right in the face. But since he made physical contact, Mash turned into a doll. So Abel's like
ridiculous.
It is. But that's right. He does puppet magic. So So again, physical contact, he turns into a puppet. So he goes to take the gold coin from his pocket, but now he pulls out a cream puff. And then Mash turned back to normal because of his spinal reflex. So that's why he was able to snap out of being this marionette puppeteer type thing. And then he tries to go for a hit. Fails to do so. Abel does his ultimate power of the harm puppet. Basically, the strings will turn into a puppet again, lose all mobility, everything. So he was surprised that Mash did damage to the puppet. And he found out why isn't he turned to a puppet. Basically, once the strings touched him on the shoulder, he used the other side that didn't get touched yet to just grab it and rip them off. So that's how he was able to avoid that. Beats the shit out of this giant puppet. He grabs him, gives him the Hellfall, which is a pile driver.
Pile driver!
Yes, I was like, pile driver! And he's out. He's knocked out. Abel loses. And of course, Abel reflects a bit of why he's doing this in the first place, because Abel and his mom, so mostly his mom, was like helping people back then, like the poor people and all this. And they repaid her by killing her.
Rip.
Yep. So that's why he wanted people like them to die.
Makes sense.
Yep. Mash did say like you know, you're doing all this for your mom, like, yeah, family type of thing. So yeah, you're not a bad guy.
But you're not a good guy.
Like you're a bad guy, but it doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
You're a heel, but you're not a bad guy.
Yeah. Like you did what you thought you were doing the right thing for the people you love. So the fact that Abel lost, he releases Mash's friends that he turned to puppets, so Lemon and Finn. Dot eventually comes over with his busted face. They all celebrate. They hooray. But wait, there's a friend missing. Lance ain't there. So you see him walking somewhere, and the divine visionary Rain, he caught up to him and he said, hey, like you don't belong in his school, don't you? Like, so basically Lance didn't belong there to begin with. Mash tried to do an attack, but Lance actually countered him. And you find out Lance is in disguise from an organization called Innocent Zero. He is searching for someone.
Quiet Zero, Innocent Zero.
Yes. He is searching for something in the Magic Academy, and now he says, well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go kill Abel because he lost. So he has to die. And Rain tries to stop him, and this fucking cannibal murderer, I forgot his name, had like a French name, blocked him saying, well, you'll be my opponent. Roll credits.
This didn't sound as enthralling as some of the other episodes you described.
Mostly, I only cared about the Mash and Abel fight. That was the only entertaining part of it. Still a fun episode. Nice little twist of Lance not really being who he says he is. So I like that aspect. All right, season finale. Vinland Saga. Technically, the epilogue. Thorfinn, Einar, Leif Erikson. You see him on the boat. They're back home in Iceland, where Thorfinn grew up. Now, basically, it's been almost 20 years since he's been home.
Wow.
It's like,
this is done. Before you continue, this is done?
No.
Okay, so they just time skip 20 years.
Oh, no, say 20 years from season 1 when he left as a kid.
Yeah.
And then season 2 is how he is now as an adult.
20 years later. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, when he went on his journey with Thor, his dad died. He went to go get revenge. That didn't pan out. His father figure died. He turned to a slave. He's free. Now he's back home. So he's like, I wonder if everyone will remember me, type of thing. He wants to see his mother. He wants to see his sister. Some people recognize him. Like, oh, it's so great to see you. He sees the sister, Ylva. He's happy. He's like, Dad-chan. He's like running over to her, very happy. She kicks him in the face.
Oh, they're gonna say the dick. Okay,
no, she kicked him straight in the face.
Like Okada drop kick.
No. That's like a big boot, like a big boot kick to the face.
The test big boot. Okay.
Yep. Basically say, who the hell are you? Like, it's me, your brother Thorfinn. Like, I don't remember having a brother. Well, again, it's been that long, so it's like, all right, like I don't remember what he looks like and all this. You must be an imposter. Fuck you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, don't worry, come around. She'll come around. So that fails. So he goes to visit the mother. Of course, the mother recognizes him right away. They tear up, they cry, they embrace each other. Talks about how he's grown up to look just like his father. So nice, happy reunion there. What you call it? Einar is talking to Leif Erikson. Oh, cute kitty.
Does that hold him by his eye? It's funny how like Undertaker him. Like, oh, Google.
Basically, talk about how it is in Iceland, where like things really can't grow here. When they do, it's very rare, so they can't really do crops. That's why they're trying to search for new land. It's just ice, snow. They survived the cold, basically. And there was a nice little moment between Einar and Thorfinn's mom, because she thanked him for looking after Thorfinn when he was a slave and all this. And he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go." It's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay at Leif Erikson's." Like, "I don't want to bother you." Like there's not enough room. Like, sure you want your family. And she
Mhm.
says like oh nonsense. Like Thorfinn called you his brother, so I welcome you as my son.
Mm.
I was like, oh. So that made Aina really happy. The sister came back, and she now is aware it's the brother. He goes to hug her again, gets uppercut in the face, saying, "Where the hell have you been?" Thorfinn got knocked out, made a hole in the wall.
Mm.
He took 100 hits, mind you, and that farm, 100 hits, no
And he
problem.
still not recovered. Oh no, he's
He's got a couple bruises on his face, but
okay.
with
One
the
quick
sister,
kick.
the kick in the morning, nighttime, that uppercut, out. He was like, "I'm fine. This is nothing." Eyes blank, a little drool on his lip.
He's out.
He is out cold. So the interactions between Thorfinn and his sister were funny. So we got a couple of those too. Even when she she lets him out, choking him out. Like, yeah, son of a bitch. And then we go forward a little bit. Thorfinn's talking to the mom. He's talking about how he wants to go on his own journey. He wants to find Vinland. He wants to find that world with no slavery war and all that. So it's like, well, so that means I'm gonna have to leave again. And then she actually understands. Like, she said she was proud of him and all this. And then Leif Erikson says, hey, well, you need money and all this shit. It's gonna take a long time, but faithfully, I'm gonna help you. So basically, I'm coming with you.
Oh, it's gonna cost money. It's gonna take a long time. Better go to the market, start sucking some dick. Let's go.
Well, Leif's a merchant, so he has connections, type of thing. So
don't have to suck dick. All right.
Yeah, don't have to suck dick. Someone else will do it for you.
All right.
Hey, he'll pimp someone out.
Pimp it. Yes, we got the same thing.
Pinga digga dirk in that bitch. So we cut forward a little bit. Thorfinn has a new look, clean shave, haircut. He looks like a younger Askeladd. I thought that was really cool. So basically, now we're off to the journey. That's where the journey ends. The season is over. Sets up for season 3. The creator said thank you for everyone that watched, and he said Thorfinn's journey will continue. So that we will get a season 3. It's just a matter of when. They said in general, he wanted the manga to be fully adapted, and looks like that is going to be the case.
Is season 3 season, or there's more after that?
You can probably get 4, maybe 5. They're on the final arc now.
Okay, so in the final arc,
still going
seasons.
What?
And the final arc is going to take at least 2 seasons.
Depends.
Like it's still releasing. It's still ongoing.
Yeah. The manga's still going.
Okay, I thought you meant that they are on the final arc, as in like the next season will be the final arc.
No. The manga wise, they're at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Eastern Expedition, very nice epilogue to wrap it all up. I love this season. Like I said in my thread, pacing was a little slow at first, mostly because of the farming. But if you look at the interactions and everything Thorfinn went through, it does pile up. The episodes did not drag at all. These 25 minutes, they flew right by. I love the character development. I love the visuals, the music. Thorfinn, Knut, Einar, Arnheid in the second half of it. Magnificent job. It'll probably take a couple of years for season 3. I don't know if Mappa will still continue it, but they do plan to continue one way or another. I can't wait. Brilliant writing. I call it a masterclass of anime. 5 out of 5.
All right. That's first 5.
Alrighty. What?
That's first 5 of the season.
Yeah, first 5 of the season. Well, will we get more here? We'll find out, because we're doing our shit next.
Yeah, buddy.
It took an hour with 10 minutes of technical difficulties.
Go men.
All right, so we'll do ones that don't have penultimates yet. I believe that's 3 of them.
All right.
Let's go with Hell's Paradise.
Great episode of Hell's Paradise.
Very good episode. This mostly focused on 2 fights, and they got a good balance of in between.
Yes.
First half, we picked up where we left off with Chobe or Aza. when he got his throat cut.
Yep.
By one of these henchmen.
He's dead. But guess what? He's not dead.
Nope. Like he went to go get him. Like I'm gonna let's go back to the plants. In fact, I'll carry you there.
Yes.
Nope. The guy got up, cut, and basically his Tao is just off the charts. Basically, it's like what the hell happened? He's got motivation. The brother is Toma. He's concerned. Like, are you okay? It's like, did I tell you to go kill the others? That's right, Chris. The brothers can't be stopped.
Nope.
So he does this thing, but he notices something on Chobei. Like little marks.
Yep.
On his neck.
Little tattoos.
Yep. And then we also get a little flashback on them. Like they were basically like they started as like a high-end family, but now they turned to bandits.
Well, they got that flashback a couple episodes ago when they first were introduced.
But we got more of it, like how they were as a bandit. And how like Chobei, like so his brother didn't get hurt, he would just cut his own eye.
Yeah.
Just right in front of them, like it's hardcore. Like 8 years old, man.
Yeah, he's just like, shing. Oh, I ain't about that life, motherfucker. Shing.
Basically.
Straight up, that's basically what it was. Because they're like, oh,
and,
you don't have the hearts to be a bandit. We'll show you what it's like to really be a bandit. He's like, you don't gotta show me shit. Shing.
Yep. And then Chobei, he figured out the weakness for these guys, which is the navel.
Yep.
Mate, you're right. You're there. You're like frozen. No, yeah.
No, I was good.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear you. So you froze for a second. But he figured out he got the weakness of the navel, so he was working on that. And he's like, "So you guys can be killed, huh?"
Yep.
He got him down. He killed it.
Yep.
He's all
how
tired.
it continues to grow because he ate the what is it the zombies, but they're basically made of the elixir. They're like they're like the unpurified version of the elixir. So in essence, he's kind of eating the elixir. So that's how he's able to get his Tao, and that's why every time he gets his arm like completely like broken, like twisted, and he's like and brings it back. And he gets like scars on his arm.
He got like fucking Inosuke shit there.
Yeah, basically, it was like, oh shit. But and then the creepy part is when he's like, oh, he notices something else as he looks at his brother. And he's like, oh, my brother's like unstoppable. But he turns and he just sees like his face like warped.
Like where he's like his dead eye is just basically like it turns like a different mark. Like he's not human. Like he said, like something's not right.
Yeah, like he looks
like that, but he looks normal now.
He looked like Obito with his fucking like crust face.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like it, but it's like all like
warm. Yeah. The brother saw that, but eventually he looked normal again.
Yeah.
And he's just like that. He's like thinking like that's not him or
something's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that half. So really nice fight.
Yep.
And then we get to the other side with Gabimaro, Tamiya. That's his other name.
That's so hard to come up with the names other than Gabimaro.
Gentetsu or something like that.
Cool.
So like they're fighting they're fighting the other henchman, but they're fighting the small ones first.
Yep.
And what you call it? What's her name?
These nuts.
Pink hair. May. She keeps saying the whole thing like strong, weak, mind, all that.
Yeah, she can't
keeps repeating herself.
She can't formulate sentences, but she knows the words and she just doesn't know how to describe it.
Yeah, so basically she keeps repeating this. Not Gabimaro, the other guys. I thought about is that Tao? Is that good? She keeps saying same things like
No.
It's like so do I hit harder? Do I
Yeah, what do I need to do?
Kill?
Do I like shove the butt end of the sword in my ass? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, well, Gabimaro is trying to get to the other guy.
Yep.
And can't get close enough.
Again, there's two guys. At first, when they first like the previous episode, it was only one, and then they split into two guys basically.
Yes.
One of them is a user of the bug. He's a bug user. Actually, no, they're both bug users. One of them uses the insects that when they sting you, like your arm like starts rotting. Hence why the dude Gentetsui.
Yes.
Or you can say Tamiya. So anyway, yeah, this is where Tamiya gets his hand thing and he chops his own hand off so he doesn't get infected and fucking die. So he's the user of that one, and then the other one is like the bug user that basically like the little centipedes that eat the dead bodies. So they're two bug users basically.
Yeah, Doshi A and Doshi B. Yes,
Okay.
that's that. Well, the Doshis. That's what we'll call them. Doshis.
Doki?
But yes, Doki. Yes, Doki.
Doshi Choki?
Yes,
Is
Doki.
it the Doshi Choki?
Yes.
That reminds us, the Jungle Boy and Doki match.
Oh.
That's tonight.
Yeah, I'll look for the clip.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway. But actually, someone does figure it out, and that's Fuchi.
Yeah.
Because he's like he was like getting sense of her words.
Yeah.
And he tells Gabimaru that, like, basically, your mind has to be weak, while
it simultaneously strong. No, it's both. Your mind has to be. You have to basically make yourself vulnerable. Is what they're trying to say. Like, you have to make yourself vulnerable while maintaining the power of your mind. And he's like, how do I make myself vulnerable, like, in this position? Like, the fuck, I'm Gabimaru the Hollow. The fuck. But then he starts like correlating between that and
how that works, like how it actually works.
The chick, Hell's Paradise, the chick, Sagiri. He starts thinking about Sagiri and starts realizing, like, oh, this is Sagiri's strength, where she's like, strong-willed, but she's got a gentle heart, and she makes herself vulnerable when she wears all her feelings on her sleeve. And he realizes that, and this is how he's able to weaken his mind in between the battle. And when he does that, as he's touching May, because May again has a special power, which, by the way, we didn't go over how fucked up before the battle even happens, what happened with May. So basically, if we
I was getting to that when they explained now, like how basically it's.
But that happened before the battle happened. It happened literally before.
I was saying it was in the middle. It was like in the middle.
No. It was like the battle, like before they started fighting. They explained how Tao works, and then they got pissed off hearing it, and then that's when the battle started. So it happened before. It happened in the middle of the episode, but it happened before their fight commenced. The Gabimaru and Tamiya's fight. So basically, if you can revert backwards, basically the entire fight even just happens because of the fact that they explain how Tao works, and basically Tao is, you have to release, like, the center of your mind and body and shit. Like, it's kind of like, similar to like, meditation. Like, the first part is meditation, the second part is like, focus and training, and the third part is you need yin and yang energy. And basically,
and to get that is
to fuck
sexual intercourse. That is why they fuck.
And so they need May there, because May is a woman. They don't have many women. They need to fuck May. And again, May, keep in mind, May is still a child that just turned into like a preteen basically at this stage. So they're like, oh, you want to fuck this little girl? Like, you sick motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is where Gabi just
he loses his shit, because we get a flashback episode of her being slashed, and that's where you see she has a little scar like on her like collarbone where she got slashed, and she basically was told, like, hey, your job is to basically open your legs and get fucked so you can help us fucking be strong and release our Tao. So hurry up and open your legs, bitch. And so in order to avoid that, she just left. She just left the what is it? What's the main place? Do you remember? Like the heaven? Their heaven? Like, I don't remember the name of it.
I think it started with an R.
I don't think so. But in any case, she basically left and she avoided this. She's like, she didn't want to like get fucked, which was fair. But anyway, Gabimaru loses his shit and the battle happens. Anyway, Horai. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
He was the Horai. Anyway, so now we can continue on with the battle. So basically from there, Gabimaru starts, as she's touching May. The first part is, the kind of like a mini meditation while he does that. So this basically opens up his Tao, and his internal Tao is just overflowing. Like, he in an instant picks it up just from touching May and having that realization of Sagiri. And from there, he starts to see the attacks, because one of his biggest like things that happened in his previous fight with one of the gods is the fact that he couldn't see these invisible attacks and he kept getting hit by them. But now that he's released his Tao, he's able to see the manifestation of the attack at the point of the body. So he's now able to swiftly avoid them and, go back and forth and be able to, kind of go from there. And so using that, he's able to defeat the main bug user, and he's able to defeat him really quickly. Meanwhile, as he's defeating him, the other bug user is about to basically come from behind and sneak attack him, and that's when when Tamiya was like, no, you don't. But before that, before he kills the other bug user, he tells them he tells them like some of their questions. He's like, I know I'm gonna die, so you've earned the right for me to answer your questions. And I don't remember exactly what was asked and what was told. Matt, do you?
No, don't recall.
But they basically answer some questions for them before they get fucking sliced in half. And I think that's where the episode ends. No, the episode doesn't.
No, we're at Horai with Groot and the others. As soon as they get there, Groot got decapitated.
Yep, by one of the fucking gods that's there.
Yep, and dun. That's where it ends.
He got with 2 fingers.
Yep, they even touch him. They used the force.
He used the force and a little piece of broken wood. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yep.
It was his head.
Yeah, very fragile.
Indeed.
But very good episode there.
Indeed.
All right, moving on. Insomniacs.
Ooh, so good.
Yeah, we got the backstory with Nakami in the beginning.
Yes.
Basically, he was waking up in the middle of the night.
No, he woke up in the morning. He woke up the next morning.
I thought it was around nighttime. Sorry.
No, it was woke up.
I woke up in the morning. Basically, it was quiet. No breakfast made, like nothing.
Nope, dishes are still piled up.
Everything's empty.
Is on the couch, and there's no shoes.
Well, there's one set, not the other.
It's his set. There's no parents.
Yeah. Right, but no, it's not. I thought it was just the dad. The dad's
no, that was the shoes. There's nobody there.
Okay, but yeah. So Mama's gone. Mama's a scumbag, apparently.
Yep, Mama's a piece of shit.
So that was that backstory there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, basically, this is the camping trip with Nakami and
Isaki.
Magari. Isaki.
Yeah.
Yeah. They go to the first island, and Isaki, of course, she wants to run around. Like basically, let's have fun.
She's like a little kid in a teenager's body, but we get why.
She doesn't get. Well, she doesn't get to experience this type of thing. So
no, it's not that. Is that the fact that she treats life very like openly because of the fact that she almost died.
Yeah, so basically, she wants to enjoy it as much as she can.
Yeah, she's very free spirited when it comes to like her actually living now that she can live.
Yeah, but of course, Nakami wants to just basically like we got set up camp. I got to register.
He's all business.
Yeah, while she's all play, but
yeah.
But they eventually do it his way type of thing, just so they don't lose their spot for the night. While she's basically screwed around, he's looking for good pictures for the Rock Island.
Yep.
Without the illumination and all this.
Yep.
So they're walking around the rocks. That's around the island.
Yep.
But they do get a beautiful view.
Yeah. So no, but first, as you mentioned, the illumination. Basically, the sundown goes down. He sets up the camera. He's got everything prepared, and then there's a spotlight on the rock. And it said during the summer, there's a spotlight that goes on from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. The light turns off at 11 p.m.
Yep.
But then when the light does, so basically they're just kind of fucking around, and then they decide to go on the rocks, like Matt said. And
Isaki, she's happy about it. He's telling Nakami, come on. He wants to go back because
he's already slipping and tripping. He doesn't have good balance on these rocks.
Yeah. And then he eventually does slip, but Isaki catches him,
pulls him in, and they have this moment where they're like kind of like chest to chest, like, and then they look, and then the light comes off on the spotlight.
Yep. And they see
absolutely gorgeous, honey.
Set of stars, like sea of stars, basically.
It's a sea of stars, exactly. It's a good.
So they get the pictures.
No, well, they only get one picture. I mean, he probably got others, but we only see.
Well, the camera was set for like every 2 hours. Like,
no, he had the camera in hand.
I thought he had another one set up outside.
No, he only has one camera. They only have one camera. They're not that rich. They only have one camera. So
the daddy would say yes, but
but Gonza fucking apparently hates his dad for no reason. So
he doesn't know how. I think that's more of reason to express himself. He doesn't know if it is the dad's fault. He doesn't know if it's his fault. Well, we'll get to that later because that's gonna play. It's gonna play to the end, but
indeed, what an end it was. Let's keep on.
Let's go. Basically, the first night, that's a success.
Yep.
They're not tired.
Yep.
So the next one, it's a little bit better, but it's just more of them hanging out. Basically,
they live a married life. Like, like he comes home, they're sweaty, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw my clothes in the laundry. Take off your clothes, and I'll do your laundry."
and
She's
then
like, "No."
Nakamy's just like, no, like he doesn't want.
Yeah, it's like I'm
how
all
to do
gross
it.
and sweaty, and she's like, "I don't care. Just they're going in the fucking wash. Come on, go in the wash." So then they start, talking about like, "Oh, let's what do you want for dinner?" Like, "Oh, we need to go to
They're
the grocery
making
store."
gyoza.
Yeah.
But they don't. They're missing a few things, so they have to go to the store.
Yep. You see them riding the bike around town.
Yep. So they're doing like a budget balancing, so they don't waste anything. They just for themselves.
Yep.
They got it. They go back to the place, and basically, he's showing her how to make it because she hasn't done it before.
She's awkward. Does it? They eat. They're laughing.
Yeah, she fucks it up a little bit.
Yep.
They laugh. They had a great time. That's a lot of gyoza. Holy shit.
But before that, the first night, this happened the second night. So the first night when they got there, when they got back, I should say, basically they draw the line. They draw a line, and they're like, "We can't cross this line, this boundary." But then they start.
I thought it was this day. Sorry.
No, because this day ends differently, as you know.
All right, but yeah, basically, like we're not going to be in each other's space. You go here, like wherever the sliding door is, you're on the opposite side of it.
Yep, but they're awake, and Isaki's also hot because the door's closed. So they leave the door open, and they just text each other through the night. But they both fall asleep really, really easily. And Gonta wakes up the next morning before this whole thing starts, and he sees Magari sleeping, and he's content. He's at peace, and this plays into what happens next. So as we continue on, we get to the nighttime, and they're just, it's a nice, peaceful night. And they're just looking at the stars, and Gonta decides to open up his soul basically to his side.
Because basically she did it to him of why she stays up at night.
Yeah, so he's like, "Can I tell you my secret?" And he says, basically, in essence, that I'm afraid of waking up the next morning because I know that the next morning isn't as good as the day that I'm living in now, and I don't know where this came from. And he starts to cry as he starts talking about.
Yeah. Talk about the mother,
and he basically
everything. That's why he's so worried about everything.
Yeah. But he tells her, he's like, being with you has made me. I've felt uneasy, but this uneasiness isn't a bad uneasiness. I realize that when I'm with you, this is the life that I want. Being with you puts me at ease. I feel calm. I feel relaxed. I'm able to unwind when I'm in your presence. And he's still crying while he's telling this, and he takes his glasses off to wipe his tears. He puts his glasses on, and when he puts his
she's
glasses
closer,
on, she leans in
and kisses him.
Yes,
I was like, wow.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter ruined, and I was like, yo.
Thankfully, I didn't see it on there.
And then I saw it another time, and it was so fucking adorable. Isaki dies. She dies of embarrassment. She's fucking.
Yep. And then Nakami is like, "I'm gonna go for a walk."
I'm
quick.
shocked. He's like, "I'm gonna go
Get some air."
For a second. And Isaki looks at him like, "Wait, don't go any further. If you step forward, splash."
Yep.
And he ends up in the river.
And of course, they laugh at like that broke the tension, the awkwardness.
Yep.
He talks about a salty kiss. The kiss is salty.
Yep.
But she gets the towel, helps him dry him off, and then when Nakami starts to ask about it, she's like,
Yep.
Wait till the trip is near at the end.
Yep.
Very nice episode.
Very, very nice episode. Oh wait, what was the other thing? Oh yeah. Wait until the trip.
That was really the end. Yeah,
that was the end. He said, "Yeah, we'll wait till the trip." And there's one more piece basically after. Basically, the next morning he wakes up and he's like, "I can't believe Marguerite kissed me." And then he's like, "The last trip is this." He's like, I'm going to summarize my feelings. I'm gonna let her know my feelings at the end of this trip, and that's where the episode ends.
Right.
Great episode.
Yep. Moving on. Alrighty. Gundam is our last seasonal stuff. Till we'll get to the penultimates.
Another great episode.
Yep. Fuck.
Super fuck.
Also, I found out Gundam, the next episode will be delayed by a day.
What?
Yeah, it'll be delayed by a day.
Monday?
What?
It's gonna be on Monday?
Yeah.
So this week's episode is going to be on Monday.
Yes. From what I am seeing right now, according to the gwitch.net, regarding the episode, due to production reasons, we have decided to delay the start of it. So instead of Sunday 6 p.m. in Japan, it'll be Sunday 6 p.m. Monday. So that's right. It was so good. So yeah, we'll get it Monday, but we will still have it for when we record next week.
Indeed.
At least it's not a week.
Indeed.
Thank God it was not a week. All right, take it away.
Jeez, where the fuck did it start? Yeah, I guess you don't remember. That's why you told me to take it away.
Yes. No, Prospera's thing is at full swing again. The Quiet Zero. She showed off again. Got some ships to like fall back.
Oh, I remember now what happened.
But unfortunately, it's recharging now.
Yep, it's recharging. So meanwhile, I mean that's still critical too. After they destroy a bunch of other motherfuckers.
Well, I'll say this was at the beginning. Then also during this, Goel.
Yep.
Is not going to be orange. They're like, hey, we're having the meeting now.
Yeah.
People kind of want you here.
Yep.
And she's still locked in her room.
She's despondent. Yeah.
Yep. And she says no. Basically.
Yeah.
Like I can't face people anymore after what I like. It's my fault. This is happening.
Yep.
So like how can people look at me?
Yep.
Even though she won the election, she's president.
Yep.
So Squirrel's like, fine, like I'll handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're talking to Suletta and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we have the prototype. Do you know the name of the prototype? Kabara, something like that.
Caliban,
yes. Basically, like we have it. Just basically, we would need you to test it. Basically, you gotta handle the data storm level. That will be enough to get into Quiet Zero.
Work actually pinged me about something, so I'm gonna keep talking while I actually.
So basically, like level 5, you gotta handle level 5 data storm.
Yep.
And then, but since she's not protected anymore, it can kill her.
Yep. Basically, she has strong resistance, but she doesn't have immunity anymore.
Yeah. So basically, they're like to like it. Maybe it's not such a good idea. She says she has to do it. She has to stop.
Yep.
Her sister and mother.
Yep.
Meeting's over right now. Suletta sees Guel walking away, and she's like, Guel, like I need to talk to Miorin.
Yep.
And Guel says, like, no. As like you want her, don't you? So it's like, fine, duel me.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, basically you gotta have her back.
And if you lose, you ain't
don't
talking.
see her again.
Yeah.
Ever.
So, but it's not a traditional.
Yeah,
duel.
it's a fencing.
It's a fencing fight. That was unexpected. I was like, wait, how the fuck are they gonna duel given everything?
Like she's gonna use the Calibar now.
Yeah.
But yep, basically the rule is first one to get hit, that's it, loses.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth a bit. Suletta almost got hit, but eventually she got at parry. Lunges in, gets him. Yep.
Get your nose.
Yep. So Gwen's like,
why can't I fucking beat this woman on my own?
Well, exactly. But Suletta
so he
wins.
gives her the holder. He gives her the holder thing, even though he still recognized the marriage. Like, oh, you don't get to marry her, but you know.
Here you go. So Suletta actually goes to the door, talks to Miorin, and I love this talk. Like she talk about like how like
she opened her heart. She really did open her heart to it.
Yeah, she said like I'm actually here to stop my mom and sister.
Yeah.
No, like none of this was your fault at all.
Yeah.
And I am thinking for myself, like you made me see that.
Yeah.
So, but Miorin is like, I should have let you just stay as you were. But she's like, no, like, but now I'm an individual.
Yeah.
I'm not controlled by my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this for me. And I thank you for that. Like I want you by my side through all of this.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can I come in? But Bjorn opens the door.
Yep.
They embrace in a hug.
Yep. And she's crying and
Yep.
Yep.
Now Bjorn's back in full swing. They go over the Calibarn one more time.
Yep.
And talk about how they could do this.
Yep.
So Suletta gets in the Gundam. They start off small.
No, they start off at level 3. What do you mean? They start off at level 3, and she's already in dying, searing pain.
Yep, but she toughs it out, like, keep going, but you'll die. Like, nope, just do it.
Yeah.
And struggling, like she was about to pass out.
Yep.
But she barely makes it through, like taking deep breaths, like,
yep.
I got it.
She's having a fucking painful orgasm in the fucking thing.
Basically. And while she's ready to go, Miorin goes to prison where Shadiq is.
Yep.
And she talks about making a deal.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, like, we're not pulling out, like, we're not getting rid of it.
Yeah.
But I have something that will benefit everyone without cutting anyone else out, especially the people you're helping. So Shadiq's like, I'm listening.
Yeah.
So we're back in space. Quiet Zero is done charging because apparently it takes a long time to fucking charge up.
Yep.
The data storm thing's back up. And Suletta, she goes into the thing. She's in pain again.
She's dying. She's literally dying.
Yeah, she is dying. Guel is like trying to get back. Who stops Guel, Ethan?
His fucking brother.
Yep. He's on Prospera's side.
Yep.
And while that is going on, Suletta sees Prospera and Ariel. And Ariel's like, basically, what are you doing here? And basically, I came to stop you. You're not doing this. Credits.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
It's so good.
I turn it off, and I always turn it off like before it previews the next episode, so that way I'm like I go in blind. I go in as blind.
Well, they don't do previews. They just go like next episode. This.
No, but they released the preview online already.
Oh yeah, well they don't do that.
Yeah,
the fact that has a broom as a gun and Booster is fucking amazing.
That's sexist. A girl Gundam with a broom, sexist. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, Chris? Her weapon of choices. And that's like saying, like, oh, Puerto Rican Gundam, it's a chancleta. Come on, bro.
She's like, I will send you to Jesus.
For real, bro.
All right, now let's get to penultimates. Clue's first friend.
It was all right.
Yeah, it was fine. Second half was weak. It was mostly the first half. It's literally the Witch of Mercury. You're right. The broom. Yes. He's right. He is right.
So do you pour water on her and she goes away?
So you say is the condom's gonna squirt. That's what you're telling me.
Oh God.
Yes. But let's just move on. Clue's first friend is a Christmas party.
Yeah.
It's awkward between Takada and Nishimura.
Yep.
Because of what they experienced.
Yep.
Which is a Kisu. You fucking degenerates.
How dare you touch your lips together?
But but they're not the only one that sees this.
Kasahara
pretends to get drunk on sparkling cider.
No, just juice.
It's juice. That's what it is. Sparkling cider.
I opened the sparkling cider after that.
Okay,
when they're like, I want sparkling cider. I want sparkling cider. But for now, it's just juice.
Yeah, but Umi's like, you've had enough. But
like, are you? And then fucking what's her face? Nishimura is like, are we sure that's just juice?
Yeah. But he knows cool. They do the Secret Santa thing. People get certain Umi got mustache stickers.
That's inconsequential. No one cares about the fucking gifts. I don't care. Move on.
But they're doing the gifts thing. Takeda's outside, so Nishimura goes over to him.
Yep.
Like, hey, Takeda-kun, like, are you okay?
Yep.
And Takeda is like, oh yeah, we're good. Everything's fine. But can I kiss you?
And she hesitates. Nishimura hesitates at first, and then she pushes him back a little bit and was like, no.
Wait a minute. Like, hold on. Yeah. Like, it's your first kiss. It should be really someone you really want to.
And he goes, I really want to do it with you, though.
But, like, that's the thing. It's you I want to do it with.
Yep.
So she's trying to avoid it.
Takeda's the worst. Takeda would be like, hey, I saw porn. Shows her porn. Like, hey, can we do this? Like, well, your first time should be with somebody special. I want to do it with you.
Yes.
And she's a pussy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because Takeda got lip balm, which is they thought it was lipstick.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck.
And she's like, I know you don't care about your lips, but, in the winter, they can get chapped really easily, so you should take care of them. And Takeda thinking about the fucking kiss. He's like, oh, even I care about my lips. That was cute.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they're able to stop because sparkling cider time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, what you call it? Sumire is like, hey, come here, it's time for this. And of course, the last gift is Nishimura getting a tank top. We know who it's from. Hito.
Tank top kun.
Yep. The whole kiss thing. Does Takeda talking about it? Because that's on Nishimura's mind.
Mm-hmm.
All day, basically.
Yep.
But there's a new year. We're now at New Year. Both families are together.
Yep.
Takeda's mom was a whiny bitch. She wants sweet sake.
Yep.
Apparently, is that something kids could drink? Sweet sake?
Apparently.
Hold on. Let me see what sweet sake really is. Does not contain alcohol. It's mixing koji and cooked rice instead of like a wine type. Okay, that's interesting.
The more you know.
Yep. Maybe I will eventually try that. Anything else really happened after the New Year's?
They just wished. They're like, oh, they just talked about their wishes, and they're.
And then Takeda's like, hey, so what'd you wish for? Like, shut up.
After Takeda is the one that said you shouldn't tell your wishes because then they won't come true.
Yes.
But then Nishimura is like, I'm pretty confident we both wish for the same thing.
Yep. And then
Hino falling asleep was hilarious. He's like falling asleep while doing the prayer. He's like,
yep.
That was funny.
Yeah, he real, man. He dreaming it. He dreaming already.
He's dreaming already.
Yep. And then the last little bit is they're switching seats.
Yep.
What you call it? Nishimura is sitting next to generic bully number 1.
Who's still saying ew.
Yeah, but Nishimura can't really. Umi can't see the board.
You know this isn't an American anime or an American show, because eventually Nishimura would get tired of the shit. So as soon as that motherfucker said, ew, it's the Grim Reaper, she would have taken her desk and yeeted that motherfucker at him.
Yes.
The fucking desk. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Wah! Bitch ass.
Yeah, but unfortunately Umi is behind Nishimura, says, hey, I can't see the board. Can we switch?
Yep.
So Nishimura is next to Takeda again. What does it mean? We'll find out next episode.
They said, well, they actually said, they're like, oh, if you sit, they said like somebody had said,
if you sit next to the same person twice in a row, it means
you're meant for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we got with that.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you remember anything from Dead Mount Death Play?
Yeah, I kind of do actually.
All right, then I'm drawing a blank. So
I'm a complete blank. Let me pull up my review. Dead Mount. That's I'm the only one who ever comments on my fucking thing anyway. So
would you like me to comment on the stuff?
I would, even though I don't comment on other people's either. But hey, you know.
Yeah. You do mine, I do yours.
Hey.
Exactly.
Sounds like a wiener to me.
That's right.
Hey yo. Anyway,
continue.
So it was actually pretty solid. The episode basically opens with Hosorogi writing to what's his dick? God damn it, I'm forgetting his name.
Which one?
God damn it, the main character. Polka.
Yeah.
Polka. Yeah. She's writing the Polka and to and Takumi that like I'm pretty confident like I was killed by assassins. You know, that it wasn't anybody within like the force who was responsible. But basically, no, let me phrase that. She was killed by assassins. I'm pretty confident it was someone in the force because of her thing. Like she's an internal investigator of the police. So she's pretty sure that somebody within the force is associated with this like outer organization that's associated with the mark, and they're the people that killed me. And meanwhile, while this is happening, Polka and them are getting ready to do their fortunes, and we see Solitaire and a random girl there, and they're just having like little chatty conversation between the two. The girl gets her fortune and she leaves. Solitaire, who's in gimmick, goes in and like looking to see, because he like hears like, oh, this person's like supernatural. How are they supernatural? So he's like eyeing everything that's being told and said, and he's like, oh, like this is whatever, like that she's just average fortune teller, like whatever. And then the pen starts writing because he asks, like, hey, can you tell me what the symbol means so I can get Solitaire's 2-3 billion yen or whatever it is. And so the pen picks up and she's like, that isn't the actual symbol. The real symbol is this. Solitaire first picks up on the fact like, oh, the pen is writing a lot more forcefully than a normal magic trick would. So this is interesting. And then he gets the actual symbol and he's like, oh my God, I struck gold. I wasn't anticipating to get shit. And they gave me the real symbol. This is great. And then he gets up, he thanks them. And before he goes, he's like, Polka stops him. And he's like, hey, by the way, there's a girl in a wheelchair and, she's not happy with the choices that you've made in life. So you should probably think about your future choices so you can think about her. And this absolutely stuns, what's it called? Solitaire. Because he's like, okay, there's something definitely going on, because how does he know about her? And he flips it. He tries to play it off like, oh, it's just my guardian angel. But clearly it's not. There's some sort of backstory with a girl in a wheelchair within Solitaire's life. So he starts he's like, what's going on? Like, there's definitely something not normal about this guy. So as he walks out, there's the girl and her friend are having a conversation. And it starts raining out of nowhere. So the girl's like, fuck, I don't have an umbrella. The other girl was like, hey, here's my umbrella. I have a raincoat. And when he looks at the girl and in the raincoat says fire safety, which is the similar thing as the fire breathing bug. So he's like, oh, I guess there's more than meets the eye here, huh? How about that? So as we continue on in the episode, basically, where we at? Polka, we go back to Polka in the room, and he's like, it's very odd how two people back to back asked me the same question. And basically referring to the mark. So while this is all happening, Iwanome is leading a police investigation. He's got a police conference involving Solitaire and the mark. And there's a couple people in there that are they just talk shit. They don't like him. They know where he stands, and they just don't like him. So they start trying to fuck with him. And basically, what's his face? One of Iwanome's people on his team, as well as the other fucker, what's his name? Arase. They set them straight. They're all good. And so basically at the end of the day, they get evidence of kind of where he's at. And so the team, there's this team of 5 or 6 people, and they're we're gonna get him. And they're all part of this supernatural unit or whatever it is. So we see that scene. Then from there, what's it called? Solitaire returns that night, and we see our little Chinese bodyguard, whose name I'm forgetting. Basically, the Chinese bodyguard is cutting up things, cutting up food, dinner, and he hears something. They hear something, whatever you want to say. The trap. They hear something. I just realized your fucking arms are so pale.
Holy, yeah, I got the farmer 10. Yep,
bro, literally, no. Turn your arm back this way. You literally have fucking Nagatoro tan.
Yep, 10 here, White hair, yep.
You have Nagatoro tan. Holy fuck, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, corpse god. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Matt looks like a corpse god from the fucking arm up.
Yep.
That's not what he was
It's...
out. Anyway, so he hears something on the roof. He climbs up on the roof, and we see Solitaire there. Solitaire basically came to like cause some chaos, and so the little Chinese bodyguard and him, they get into like a little fight. It's a pretty, decent back and forth between them. And while this is happening, we see Polka wake up, the real Polka in the shark plushie. He wakes up and he sees the fire-breathing bug writing on the wall. Like what's going on? And then all of a sudden he wakes Corpse God up. And he wakes up and he's like, "Why are you waking me up?" He shows him the marking on the wall. Polka goes to touch the marking and he's like, "Oh, this is still hot. This is fresh." And as he's touching it, he gets a phone call. And the phone call asks, "Hey, do you know this person?" And Polka like freaks the fuck out. He's like, "How do you know this person?" And that's where the episode ends. So clearly the fire-breathing bug is also someone from his past life. So everything is kind of congregating towards his past life, which is pretty interesting, I suppose.
No, it is.
So it took a little bit to get there, but now we're getting some decent progress with the story.
I'm mostly going to be looking forward to part 2.
Oh, this is a 2-parter?
Yeah, October is part 2.
Okay. Because Dead Mouse isn't really getting any awards from me, so maybe
but if it improves the second part, it might in that regard.
Agreed.
All right, we got 2 more. Oshinoko.
Good episode.
No, this was picked up where it left off. Basically, Kana was in front of the camera and talking about how she was going to be the center, but it turns out she's not the center. What are you doing?
I'm just playing with the center. Like, you're the center. Yeah. I'm the center. I'm the center.
Yep. So she's like, "Well, I'm happy." She's like, "Wait a minute, no, I ain't doing it."
No, and she gets pissed off. She gets actually like really pissed off at the girl.
Like, stop tricking me. Like I said,
you think just because I'm a pushover, I'm just gonna say accept it just because we're rolling the camera. No, turn the fucking camera off. I'm not doing the shit.
And we're good. She's playing again. Like, no, like I've been there. Like I don't. But we'll get to more of how she feels later on at the end of this.
The real hardcore inner reason why she feels the way she feels.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the end. But basically, it's about how she doesn't want to be there. She'll be the center of attention again because of her being a failed actor after her stuff as a kid, not getting work. And I got to the point where she got kicked out. Well, she's living on her own.
Yep.
We get those little flashbacks.
Yep.
Basically, first she had the audition. It's like,
you're too old.
Goes home. It goes home. Oh, my mom's sick, so you'll be fine by yourself, right?
Your grandma's sick.
Yeah, but it's like, grandma's sick. I gotta go take care of her. You'll be okay, right?
Meemaw.
Yep. It's like, okay, you're getting rid of me.
Yeah, basically. So she's been on her own for like years. So,
but eventually, Ruby and Mem were explaining how they're like terrible at singing. They did the karaoke bar thing, and they talk about, "Oh, we've heard your music videos."
Yeah,
it's like, "Oh, you actually saw those?"
Yeah, and she's like, she admitted, like the first one you were bad, but each song you
progressed. Yeah, the green pepper song, yeah,
better. And she's like, yeah, it doesn't matter though. At the end of the day, like everybody's associated with that they just pray and wish that it never happened to begin with. So it's inconsequential. Like you don't have to worry about that or anything. Like just don't use that as a reference point. Is basically what she's saying.
Yeah, and then kind of like, well, like again, there's no way you can't convince me that all of a sudden we jump a bit. There's rehearsal. She's in the center.
She's in the center, killing it.
And she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like, why can't I ever just say fucking no? And
but then she heard them say like, yeah, you guys really are terrible.
Yeah, but she like, she genuinely like feels. She's like, why can't I just say no? Why can't like I stick to my guns?
Yeah,
it just bothers us. So, and then we get the return of Pion. I
was saying before that, Mev's talking about how excited she is, and then Miyako's like, "Oh yeah, we have a guy coming that's going to help you guys out."
Yep.
And like who they mean? Then Pion. I was like, yes,
Pion.
So
what is it?
But no, we're skipping ahead.
I know. That's what I'm like, or is it?
But Peon in all his fucking glory.
Yep.
Basically,
sprints.
Yeah, basically sprints while singing. Do your sets 3 times, like
after 10 fucking hill sprints.
Yes,
hill sprints.
Yep. So she's just whipping. He's whipping them all into shape. Basically, get up in the morning, have your drinks, have your caffeine, have your energy bar, have all that shit. So they're tired. It's nighttime. Kana's on the balcony. Peon goes to talk to her. And then, Kana opens up to Peon a little bit.
Peon asked, like, do you regret being an idol and like doing this? And she's like, no.
She talks about there's nothing left for me as a child actor.
Yeah, basically. And she's like, oh, you hated the thing. And they start kind of bonding. And Kana, of course, fickle as fuck, was like, maybe I should just dump Aqua and get with Peon.
Yeah, because Peon's talking about how he was a fan. She knows, she remembers why she doesn't like certain foods or anything like that. Yep. So you like he listens.
Yeah.
And then it's just I'm gonna simp for Peon.
Yep. And meanwhile, while having this we forgot to mention before this conversation, after the conversation, the girls are all together, and Peon's on the phone with someone. And who's he on the phone with, Matt?
Aqua.
No.
Sorry.
Peon is on the phone with the real Peon. And we learned the Peon that we've been seeing this whole time is
Aqua. Yep, yeah, that's why he's wearing the tracksuit to hide the muscles.
Yeah, because Kana noticed. They're like, oh, in person,
he's just in a Speedo. He's jacked.
Yeah, Mem said, oh, in person, he's kind of slender. He's a lot more slender than I thought.
Yeah, so basically, Peon's been giving Aqua advice on what they should do.
Peon's on the beach somewhere on vacation. Yeah, that's probably in America, and he doesn't have his head on.
Mask.
He's in a Speedo, just no mask, just brolic. And he's like, oh, and Aqua's like, thanks for taking time out of your vacation to, help me out.
Yeah, because he likes the girls. He wants to see them grow.
Yeah,
and he's like, the last thing was maybe Kana would like it better if she heard it from actually you.
Yeah, and she's like, no, she don't.
Yeah, no, she has my guts type of thing.
Yeah. So basically, we skip ahead, and the girls are asleep, except for what's her name? No, Kana and
Ruby.
And Ruby. Ruby's like, I can't sleep. I'm so excited, and Kana
because it's tomorrow. Yeah,
because it's tomorrow's the J Fest, and what's it called? They just have candid conversation, and Ruby opens up a little bit, and saying hey, I'm excited because this was my lifelong dream. I think about my first love. I think about how my life was so desolate and, lonely. And then I found Idol World, and the Idol World opened me up. It gave me positivities and vibes. And my first love said that he would be my fan. I wonder what he's doing, not realizing that her first love is her brother now. So that's a very nice touch. But then, with Ruby kind of opening up, she's able to relax and she's able to fall asleep. Kana, however, can't fall asleep. So she's like, I'm hot. I'm going to go get some water. She goes around the corner and she sees Peon's jacket without a mask. And she's like, oh, I've always wondered what Peon looks like without the mask. Let me look. So she hears.
It's Aqua.
And she is stunned. She freaks out. She's like, holy shit.
Like he was the one that was talking to me, being nice to me.
Yeah. And she doesn't get a wink of sleep.
Yep. She's been overthinking this. She's tired as hell.
Yep.
It's Jif Fest.
Yep.
And she talks about how I'm gonna go sleep in the dressing room once we get there.
And they're going the wrong way.
They're just like dressing room.
Yeah, they're like, no, the dressing room is the other way. And they get there, and it's basically like a convention hall full of fucking chatty teenage girls everywhere. And they're like, what the fuck is this? They're like,
it's like you don't go to the actual room till after.
No, you don't go to the after until you become successful. She's like, this is underground life. You're stuck with a bunch of other underground girls that, have no name recognition or are just like starting out or whatever. She's like, you don't get an actual dressing room.
Don't lose your bag.
Yeah, there's no place to put your bag. Don't lose your bag.
Yeah. So of course, Kana is now stressed out. Like, damn, I can't get any sleep.
Yep.
And then she talks about how she walks off on her own.
Yeah.
Ruby goes to her.
Yeah. And she's
asking, are you actually okay? Like,
yeah. And she's like, of course I'm fine. What do you mean? Who the fuck do you think I am?
But she's like, no, you're nervous. Like, it's
Grabs
okay.
Then she grabs her and notices, like, oh, like, no, you're not okay. Your hands are freezing. Like, I'm glad to know you're not good. And she just kind of goes off. Kind of just like, oh, like, blah blah blah. Like, she just goes off on
basically
Ruby.
she doesn't want them to fail because of her.
Yeah, she's like, listen, I've failed twice, but I don't want you guys to fail. I'm not nervous for me, because if it was me by myself, I'd have no issues, no problem. But I'm carrying you two girls, and this is your dream more than it's my dream, and I want your dream to work out, unlike my dreams where they failed.
Yeah. And then Ruby says, I don't care about any of that right now. Basically, I'm just to have fun. Like, you're not the child actor. You are a rookie idol like us. Yep. Like, oh yeah, we're probably not gonna fail at first. That's new to this. Like, we
dust ourselves off, we'll keep doing it.
We're having fun and we're doing it together.
Yep.
And I guess, like, yeah, like, I don't see you as a child actor anymore. You are rookie idol Kana.
Yep. And the episode ends with them about to be on stage. All three of them are nervous.
And then Kana, she's calm again to the I am rookie idol Kana.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah, I love Kana. What is y'all's problem? She ain't bad.
She's fickle.
And
she's tsundere as fuck.
Of course she's tsundere, but I like her, man. I love her characters.
I like Akane more. But, like you said, it's basically like, or Sean said, was it you or Sean that said fucking Ayana Koji? She's this series.
Akane is.
Akane is this season's on.
Is Ayana Kaji's or Karuizawa, whatever her fucking name is. Like, she's a tool for Aqua.
I love
Kana's not. And Kana's a little more built up compared to Akane. We'll get more Akane, hopefully. We got one more episode, so.
I mean, we know Kana's DTF, so.
Yeah.
All Aqua gotta do is say the word.
Well, again, the whole softball stealing. That was my first time with you, my very first time.
Yeah,
that was your hint.
Yeah, that was your hint. Like, oh, I want more.
And telling Aqua to die after he kissed Akane.
Yep. I mean, he's dense. He should know. I mean, he's so smart. He doesn't.
Yeah, he's just being cautious with the feelings, I think.
You know what I think it is? Well, he mentioned it, and it's the odd dynamic. He's like, the more that I live this life, the more I forget about my past life. But he still holds on to the fact that inside of his head, he's a 28-year-old man. So it's like, he feels I feel like he feels like it's kind of gross to be fucking with these young girls, despite the fact that they're his age also, for the most part. So.
Yeah. Alrighty. One more penultimate. Heavenly Delusion, and again,
we never led with this.
Well, we had it. I would say we had a trigger warning before with.
Did you put it in did you put it in the thing? Oh no, we should put it in the description.
Yeah, if you want, add it in the description.
I'm gonna do it right now.
But there is a trigger warning for what happens in this episode. And we're going to get to that.
I do want to write that. Trigger warning. Beware. Trigger warning. Okay, I got it. Trigger warning. Sensitive.
Content. Be advised. Or your listening discretion or listening at your own discretion.
Reviewed during Heavenly Delusion.
Yep.
Please be advised.
Yes.
3 stars. 3 stars. Heaven Delusion. Please be advised. All right, copy paste. I gotta copy paste these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right, continue, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but this has a horrific thing happen at the end.
Very.
But let's just get to it.
Yeah.
Did it start with Kiriko Amaru or did it start with the class?
I think it starts with the class. Yeah, it starts with the class.
Okay. I'm trying to think what happened with the class.
I remember. So basically, it starts off. The class is kind of just chilling, and we get the new people, the new class. I think class 5 is what they are, and they're like, warning, danger.
The robot teacher is like,
Danger.
like access denied type of thing. Like someone's like, I guess like someone's trying to break in.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
to shut the system down.
The whole system goes down, and then while they're trying to figure out what's going on, all the like basically everybody's kind of locked in their like current locations, and then you start hearing danger from the kids. The kids are saying danger.
Yeah, Mimihime mostly.
Yeah, Mimihime is like, what are they talking about? And then bang, explosion. Like basically Takahara Academy is under assault from something.
Yep.
Don't know
who. We don't know from what.
Nope.
But basically, they're thinking, is this the test?
Yeah.
But no, people are running away. Buildings are collapsing. Even the director.
The director gets out of her chair and hauls ass, and then her assistant gets fucking killed.
Yep. So that part happens, and then the other half, Kiriko and Maru, they found a civilization.
Yep.
Where like there's like hot food, there's vendors, there's currency.
Yep. They have to apply at the Department of
gain citizenship to get currency to
buy food and whatnot.
And work.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're doing that. They sign up.
Kiriko then asks the receptionist, "Do you know this person?"
Or any of the two. Like, of course, she shows the two pictures.
They're like, "Oh, do you know their name?" Like Robin.
Like Robin's here. It's like, yeah, he's here.
He said, 1 second. They call Robin. They're like, we schedule an appointment. It'll be in the evening, and you'll be, basically go. So they find a place to stay, and Maru's like, are you sure you want to go alone? And she's like, yeah, like I should be okay, no problems. And so she just hauls ass over there, and in an emotional reunion, she sees Robin. Robin gets emotional, and they embrace, and they start to have conversation, and they try to catch up.
And then she explained that
I'm a boy.
But like it's me. It's what's her name? Haruki, but in my sister's body.
I'm in Kiriko's body. That's why we're trying to find Sensei. And they're like, "Do you know where Sensei is?" They're like, "No, we haven't seen Sensei in a few years."
But basically, like he left after he did that.
Yeah, in effect.
Yes, I tried finding him, but
he left. Yeah, and he was actually partners with the other sensei that they were with before he killed himself.
Yeah. Usami.
Yeah.
Okay, I was with him. Like, and he asked if he was okay, but of course,
he asked like, is the person he was with okay? And they're like, she was when we first saw them.
Like, I see.
And so he's like, well, like, hey, she's like, wait. She's like, and Kiriko's like, wait. And Robin's like, hey, we both have plenty of questions. Let's take our time. For now, go take a shower.
We'll get to them. We'll get to them later. But now we go back to the students.
Yeah.
And what you call it? They're by the gates. Like they're away from destruction. Everything's okay with them. Also, while that is happening, the male doctor, he wakes up. He's okay, but the babies.
Well, he's partially concussed. He's bleeding out of his head.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's alive, but
yeah,
the babies are out of the incubator. He doesn't know which one's the real one.
Right.
They're like, oh shit, type of thing, freaking out.
Yeah.
I believe one of the girls.
Moment to know. And he's like, I'll figure out their names later. And he basically writes with a permanent marker under their foot. One's X, one's O.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll do it for later. But now we go back to the students again.
Yep.
There's a hole in the wall. They go through that.
Yep.
They see a fence. As like, is this the outside? And like they're still amazed. Like they see woods. They see a sky.
Okay.
Like they see all of this. That's it for them. Now we get to what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kiriko
having a
shower.
She's like, "Oh, look at me! I got blow dryers, dual blow dryers, yeah!"
But she realizes
where my
clothes aren't there. And Robin says, "Oh yeah, they're in the room. I was drying them up. I was getting them ready for you."
Yeah, just come
And-
like that.
Yep, and she gets in, and he grabs her.
And handcuffs her.
Yep, and she's completely naked, handcuffed to the bed, and she's talking about like, "It's me, it's Haruki. What are you doing?" And then he grabs her, makes her look in the mirror, like, "Yeah, but like, yeah, you might be a boy, but this is what you are now." Like, he made her take a good hard look at herself,
and she sees herself as Haruki, and then she like basically blinks, and she
and
sees
now
Kiriko.
she's Kiriko. Yep.
Yep. And so she's like, I wouldn't be doing this to Haruki. I'm doing this to Kiriko.
Also, remember the flashback episode way back when?
No.
Like before Haruki died, like before he died, like when they were all together.
No.
Haruki,
I remember, but I don't remember what you're alluding to.
but I'm saying like there was someone pointed out that there was like a brief clip of someone's hand on top of another, like hinting that he did this to her before
I
she
didn't
died.
remember that at all.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people pulling out. I don't know if it was legit or not, but apparently this is a thing he has done to her before.
And by thing that he's done, he proceeds to brutally sexually assault her,
Yeah,
aka rape.
while she looks in the mirror.
I don't think he did it before because she basically was acting like it's the first time.
But I'm saying but it's also Haruki, not Kiriko.
Well, it is Kiriko. It's her.
But I'm saying like
Both. They're both. The principle of it isn't that a boy is getting raped by a man. The principle of it is the woman, the entity, the physical being of the woman.
All right, so they have it. Okay, so all right, so it could be something else then. All right, but Kiriko is being raped
violently.
Yep, while handcuffed and looking at herself in the mirror.
And the episode basically ends. Maru's by himself. He goes and uses the currency. He gets a whole pot of food, and he's like, "I can't eat all this by myself." And the episode ends with Maru staring at the ceiling, saying, "I wonder if Kiriko's okay. I wonder when she's going to come back."
And yeah, that was where that ended.
So it was very brutal, very shocking.
Yeah, like I was expecting Maru to not be there, like try to come to the rescue. Nope.
I'm very curious how this finale is going to end up.
And Kiriko's reaction after. Like how's she gonna feel about Robin now?
I mean, she's fucked for life.
Yeah,
she's fucked for life. Which, by the way, was it in this? I don't recall. It's gonna be good. Ooh, I don't recall if it was this episode or the previous episode. Did we go over the fact that the Takahara Academy had another ray gun?
It was this episode, yeah.
Yeah, we forgot to say that basically part of whatever they have, like the tools, they have another ray gun. So the gun that Kiriko uses comes directly from the Takahara Academy.
Right.
And they basically, was it this episode too where they alluded like this is heaven? Like we must protect heaven?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think when the director
she's freaking out over everything. Like,
all an ass, yeah.
Oh no. That happened the previous episode.
Okay, sorry.
That happened the previous episode when she was talking to the doctor about how she was going to basically take the assistant director's body.
Right. Okay.
Well, we basically got confirmation. Like the Takahara Academy is the heaven that Maru seeks. Based off Maru's appearance, we can safely say that, this is he's from there. Now, the question that I don't think has been left unanswered is this happening in real time or is this happening in like a past time? I'm venturing to say that it's probably a past time and Maru is one of the twins.
Maybe. It feels like current at the same time, but you never know.
It could be at the same time because it's happening after the what's it called? The collapse.
Yeah.
So it could be.
We'll probably find out the next episode, or we'll probably get a little more clear.
But the twins were named, were they not?
One's Tokiko Jr.
Which is funny.
Yeah, I don't think they named the other one.
The other one could be Maru.
It could be. We'll find out.
On the next episode of Heavenly Delusion.
Yeah, we'll cover the finale next week as it airs tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to our finales.
Mm.
All right, we'll start with the one from winter that got delayed. Kubo. Kubo won't let me be invisible.
Pretty solid, if I do say so myself.
I love that they did the ED at the beginning. I think swapped.
Did they? I didn't even really.
Yeah. The ED was at the beginning this time.
Didn't even really notice that, honestly.
Yeah. So it opens up with Kubo going to Junta, talking about, oh hey, Shirashi-kun, I took a psychology test. Would you like to do them with me?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not into them, but sure.
Yeah, basically. What was? Do you remember the first question? Oh, if you were attacked by a bear, what would you do?
What first thing you'd say? And no. It said Oh yeah. No, it's what the fuck? No, it's I think it's like.
Or what was something you would shout? What was something you would shout if you were in danger?
No, he said what is what is it that you say like if you're stressed? What is it you shout out?
And he fucking yodels.
The way they do the yodel is awful, by the way.
Yeah,
like it's not even like a yodel like ee-hoo, ee-hoo.
Yeah, Kubo's laugh is like, so if you get touched by a bear, you go yodel, ee-hoo.
That was cute.
So that was that first part. The second part is like how many kittens?
If you're in a room full of kittens, how many kittens are in the room?
Yep, and then Junta says 2. And
He
then Kubo says
a lot.
Yeah, a bunch.
And when they reread what the question means, by kittens, they mean how many children do you want to have?
So that made them stop the game.
Yeah, they're like, we're good. We're good.
Yep. And then
like,
we
baby making factory now, huh?
Yep. We're back at the Kubo home.
Yep.
She's talking to Aki and her sister over coffee.
Yep.
He's like, what? You drink coffee now? Since when? Like, oh, I did when I was with
my friend last week.
Like,
and we get a flashback of her getting ready for it.
Yep.
And it was cute.
It was a cute thing. And basically
trying to figure out what to wear. She can't do the ponytail, so her sister does the ponytail. But I guess the key from this is before that particular flashback, we basically see Akina and she's just like
you always did follow me when you were younger. Then now, like, you had my hairstyle and all this, but now you're drinking coffee like I am.
Yeah, and she remembers her as a little child sitting at the same table, and now she's a teenager at the table.
With the coffee, as she took her coffee cup.
Yep, and she drinks it, and it's bitter.
As she leaves, like, well, I got your coffee, bye.
Yeah, and then when you see the transition into the second half, they're like, oh, it's bitter. You see, like, her drinking coffee. It's bitter.
Yep. So that was that half of an episode. We get to the other half. This was a really good part.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's Junta's birthday, but he doesn't think much of it.
Nobody remembers it. He's like,
it's basically, I'm just gonna have a cake when I get home.
Yep.
But he's starving. Yep.
So he's starving so much that his stomach growls, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, Junta's here."
Yep. So Kubo is laughing right beside her, like, here, have a Kit Kat. So she gives him the Kit Kat, and he reads it. Yep, it says "Happy Birthday."
Aww.
And she's like, here's another.
Look inside your desk.
Yep. So she wrote on these.
Yep.
He goes to the desk.
And it's a plushie. It's a little plushie. And she's like, it reminded me of you because of the dead eyes.
It was like some type of octopus type of thing.
Yeah, and he's just shocked. Junta's just stuck, and Kubo starts to panic, like, "Oh, is it too girly?" And Junta's like, "No, like I've never gotten anything like this before. Thank you so much."
Or ever, and he actually thanks her for remembering the birthday and all this.
She's like, "How do you remember my birthday?" She's like, "Oh, when I saw your ID card earlier."
Yeah, when you left it.
Yeah, she's like, "When's your birthday?" What's it? August 2nd, I think.
Yeah, August 2nd. Oh, it's my spouse's birthday too. So.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. Basically, and she's like, "Are you gonna get me something this year?"
And he's like,
"Don't expect."
Low.
But
he's like, your expectation is low, and she's like, "Okay." And then proceeds to say, like, I'm gonna buy you a present next year too. And he gets embarrassed because he's so happy and excited, and he can't even like look up at her, which is cute.
Yep. And she's like, I'll give you something next year. You're at that.
Yep.
And then this last little bit, it's a little bit of a flashback of why Kubo is fascinated with him.
Yep. So basically, him and what's her face?
So her and Tama. Yeah, her and Tama.
Yeah. So Tama went to the same school as Junta, and they were going over yearbooks one day, and they were like, "Why isn't they photoshopped him when he's in the picture?" And
like he never stands out and all this. Like,
yeah,
he's never around. Like he doesn't interact or anything like that.
And then Tama proceeds to say, like, hey, he's since we went to the same school, he should be going to this school too. And Kubo's like, oh, I wonder if I'll notice him. And
she actually does.
Yep, they're in the same class. She notices him. She's a distant viewer. Like she notices, like, yo, he really doesn't stand out. Like nobody sees him. He doesn't say anything. Like he's to himself. Like why is it that no one sees him? And she's like, the more that I stared at him, the more I became curious, and I wanted to keep staring at him.
And it got to the point where she just wants to know more about it, and she does learn about him.
Basically, it flashes forward, and we get seat changing, and she gets the opportunity after she wishes for it, kind of, to sit next to him, and that's the introduction of episode 1, where she introduces herself right there.
Yep.
Which was a nice tie-in. That was a really nice tie-in.
Yep, and then now we're back to current time. Junta he's about to leave class. Talk about how he's usually invisible to people.
Yep.
Of course, he has little things with students like I'm right here, stuff like that, etc.
Yep.
He starts to walk home. He looks up. Kubo's staring out the window. They're both staring at each other.
Yep.
And it ends with her saying, "See you tomorrow." Very cute. I like this a lot.
Yep.
What rating did you give it?
3.75.
Actually, that's the same rating I give it.
I wanted to give it a 4. I really wanted to give it a 4, and I just can't bring myself to give it a 4. So
right.
I gave it a 3 on Analyst based off of that. I rounded down in this instance.
Yeah, I gave it a 7 on MAL, but
yeah,
still 3 3/4.
Yeah, so if I were to give it the actual rating, it'd be 3 3/4 out of 5.
But no, this was nicely done. I do hope we get more.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Konosuba.
Great episode too.
Yeah.
Another tie-in to finish everything, I will say.
Yeah, it ended the way it needed to.
Yep.
Oh, we missed some news. Season 3 is coming out 2024.
Woo!
Yep. It got confirmed as soon as this ended.
Yep.
Basically, it started with Megumin trying to come up with a plan.
Yep.
And with Yuri's like, no, you're not getting rid of it. Like, I'm not doing that.
Nope.
Basically, we're gonna have a decoy. Have it sent on it.
Yep. So basically,
he goes to get it.
Takes her 10 million. What's it called? Whatever it is, the money.
Yeah.
Gives Union and says, I need you to go to Wiz's store. We don't know it's Wiz yet, but obviously it's Wiz. Go to the store, get anything you see that will help us of value, bring it back here, we'll figure it out. So she buys a bunch of potions, and she notices, like, oh, all this stuff was made by Crimson Demons. That's cool. You're supporting us. That's great. Yeah. But then she's like, I need you to get a plushie, a cat doll plushie. So she gets the black cat doll plushie and promptly ties fucking Chamusuke to it with a rope.
Yep.
That was funny.
Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, so basically we're going to go in, we're going to do the set, and that's all good. She goes to sleep, and she's like, I can't sleep. Why is it? She's like, oh,
I forgot to do my explosion.
I've done my explosion magic. Same difference.
But she hears the door open.
Unlocked. And it's Union. And Union proceeds to confess to her real feelings. Like, hey, like, you're my best friend.
I wouldn't be here without you. At this.
But your plan is stupid, and it's going to fail, and I don't want you to do that. I signed up to be with Rex's party. I'm going to go defeat the demon with Rex's party, and you just need to sleep. And put the sleep on her, and she knocks out. She wakes up. She's like, fuck this bitch. I can't believe her. Gets her clothes, tosses her panties, and then catches the panties again, which is funny.
Yeah,
I know that piece. And so she puts the band-aids on, gets dressed, she runs out the door, and she sees Cicely there.
Yep.
And Cicely proceeds to basically say, like, yeah, I healed Rex and the team, and they're on their merry way. And she's like, you're the fucking cause of this problem I'm in now, bitch.
So
She's like, I don't have time for your fucking games. I'm leaving. And Cicely stops her and gives her a divine blessing of the goddess, Aqua.
Yep.
And she's like, I don't really remember much of my blessing, so I'm glad to see that I remember this one. Good luck. And she sends her on her way. And the battle's happening.
And the plan failed, and Host is pissed off.
Yes.
Yeah, and he proposes a counter for a ceasefire.
No, you're forgetting that basically they're going back and forth. The battles, like they've got him kind of like they're on equal footing. And then Union takes a potion, like a magic strengthening potion, and uses a paralyze spell. And it works. But she's so, like, it's so powerful. She paralyzed herself.
Yeah, so basically it's a stalemate between both of them.
Yep. And so that's where the proposition comes in.
But yep, talk about like, hey, like we can work this out. Just give me the cat.
Yep.
But I'll leave you alone. I mean, like, offer's still there, but Megumin, she's up on the cliff.
Yep. And she does her intro. But before she does the intro, she proceeds to tell, yeah, Union, I heard everything you said. You're my best friend. And Union just wants to die of embarrassment.
Yep. So, yeah, you heard everything from what? From when you said unlock, when you did the unlock spell.
She's like, oh my God, I can't believe that.
But since you guys are like this, that means I can do this.
And she starts
does a cat.
And as she's doing the incantation, she's like, well, and I love this little tie-in. They're like, well, if I hadn't fucking gotten involved with those fucking weirdos the day yesterday, and I didn't see the freaking crazy fucking warrior, he starts naming basically all like the interactions from season 1 that he had with all the other characters of Konosuba. And he's like, I'd be able to live, but I'm gonna die. Fuck. And explosion!
Then Host is like, well, she's gonna summon me back as a familiar. If I had more strength, I would have lived, but I'll be back.
I shall be back.
Yep, and he's gone for now.
He's gone for now. And basically, Union basically after everything's all said and done, Union's say, hey, can I talk to you? And they proceed to basically have she basically has another heart-to-heart, like as my rival. And Megumin's like, you weren't saying I'm your rival yesterday, you were saying my best friend. She's like, would you stop it? And they were gonna duel. She's like, listen, the reality of it is I can't defeat your explosion magic. So when I learn advanced magic, let's have a battle as rivals. And she's like, you know what? That's fine. She's like, no tricks.
As she tried to give her actual introduction, try to be cool like a Crimson Demon, but she's stuttering.
That was cute.
And that credits rolling on, things are going, and we finally get to it all comes full circle.
Yeah, nobody wants to be with
Megumin. Everyone's looking at her.
She's dead broke because she gave all the rest of the money over to Union, and freaking she's like, fuck, no one wants to get with her. She's like she's just like looking like all disheveled. And all of a sudden she looks at the board and we see something similar to Union's request. Like, hey, we're a great party. We're looking for advanced people only, and we basically see Aqua and Kazuma having this conversation like, oh, your stupid sign, like we should have made it so broad, we should have just been able to like get whatever we get. And Megumin does her intro and we finally see their faces.
The rest is history.
And the rest is history. Q season 3.
Yeah, I gave this like a 3.5, 3 3/4.
I gave it a 4. I gave it a low 4.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot more.
I still enjoyed it, but I wanted more with the actual academy. I wanted more with the other girls. They felt like you're like you brought him in, like like let him flash out a little bit. But
I don't think it's to make it that low though.
It's just more. I wanted more of like a background type of thing. I feel like it had to rely on Kazuma and Aqua in the background.
Well, that's what
that humor.
Honestly, what gave it a 4 for me is that second half where they started introducing the characters and giving us little fucking tidbits and Easter eggs with the different characters. That's what saved it for me from getting up.
But that's why I couldn't justify if they had to rely on that.
This would be like a 3.5 if it wasn't for that. Like literally just because of the fucking of the Easter eggs with the other characters, that's what bumped it up for me.
Yeah. But yeah, you gave it a 4. I gave it a 3.5. But it's still good. It did its purpose.
If you watch the series, you should watch this.
Yes.
Bottom line. And you know, like I wrote in my review, I did write this in the review. Megumin, as it stands before she came in, was the most like one of the most popular characters in the entire series, Konosuba series. Like I know my nephew, he's 18 now. He bonds. He bought a fucking in Japan. He bought a Megumin hentai of fucking Megumin, and you see her with like her little like fucking like double A titties and shit. Like it's crazy. But regardless, coming into this, she was the most popular person coming in. And so the story and the show did a really good job of making you care more. Even if there was a level of care, now you care about them even more for both Yunyun and Megumin. And as much as Megumin was the star, I really think like this show did a really great job of highlighting Yunyun and giving even more reason to care about Yunyun as like one of the more valuable side characters.
Oh yeah, I love Yunyun.
Yeah, Yunyun was great.
Hey, Cecily.
Yeah, and Cecily too.
No,
I don't recall much of Cecily in the actual like Konosuba anime. Like she's there, but
yeah, no, she's a lolicon.
And she's a lolicon, yes.
So, but let's move on. Let us go with Yuri is my job.
How many more do we have?
Let's say, we got. Let me go from the list. We got Yuri, Hero, Dangers, Skip, Tonikawa, and Demon Slayer.
Can I make a request to make my home hero the penultimate?
The pre-main?
The co-main?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Wait, let's go. Yuri is my job.
Yes.
Basically, Hime and Kaneko, they're like in summer uniforms because it's summer in school.
Yep.
But they go to the cafe. There's also summer uniforms.
Yep. And they're very nice uniforms.
Yeah, Mai was able to finally afford summer uniforms.
Yep.
For the cafe because it's been doing so well.
Yep. All three girls look fabulous.
Yep. And then, Sumika, cute. Hime, cute. Kako's fine. She's the perfect balance of the middle.
Yep.
And Mitsuki, giant opie out.
Bouncy as shit. Boink,
yeah.
Boink,
everywhere. But she's like, she actually likes it. She says it's cute.
I love this.
Yep. But Hime has concerns.
No, Hime's jealous. She's flat jealous.
And then, Mai's like, isn't it a little risque, sexual? She's like,
yeah, isn't it too sexy?
Like,
she's like,
I'm fine with this. Like, it'll fit my character. That's fine. Because I put my little sister between my breasts, so it's fine.
Yep, because she's such a twig.
Yep. And then he'd be like, you got a problem? Say it to my face. Like, your breasts are in my face.
That's later.
No, that was where that first argument was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got like say it to my face, like it's in my face.
And much of the episode, unfortunately, like focuses more on Hime and fucking Mitsuki going back to being like argumentative, which I did not.
But
that's exactly what I hated years early on.
But it's more different than how it is.
Well, yeah, it wasn't full of spite. It was like
it wasn't personal. It's just more of the job now.
Yeah, it's co-work.
Like actually, like it's time to actually put in the work because summertime, new themes.
Yeah.
New drinks. There's new tea. Everyone has a new set of tea.
Yep. Each Western has their own tea. Each girl gets their own tea. So there's what 4, 6.
There's six. There's 6. 4 for the individuals and then 2 for the Westerns.
Yep.
So basically, they have to drink the tea.
And you understand all the girls are like, oh, this one tastes like apricot. This one tastes like apple. This one tastes, very like mature. And all the girls pick up on it except for Hime, because Hime is the derp.
Yep, she's like, it's just tea.
Yeah, like the fuck. She doesn't like tea apparently. She's like a soda drinker apparently. I guess I don't know.
Or just or she just drinks that bubble tea shit.
She's an opie drinker.
Yep. She had a literal sense too, but
opie no gyunyu.
Yeah. We did skip ahead a little bit because before that, it's more about Mitsuki's outfit. Basically, customers are staring.
Yep.
Hime's taking it differently. Of like how like they're just staring at her, like they're flushing, but she thinks like, are they mad? Are they disappointed?
No, I didn't get that at all. I thought like
I feel like it's more. No, I was joking with the boba. I like boba. I'm talking about for her with her taste buds.
Yep.
But
it reminds me, I have a can of boba tea in my fridge, and I gotta check if it's expired because I bought it a few months ago.
I think I did that by mistake one time. I bought the brown sugar one, and
that's what I got
about it. I forgot all about it and it expired. I was like, shit.
Oh man, I gotta check it then. I did want to try it. I have a bunch of Ramune too that I haven't tried.
Right.
That's probably.
But basically, it was more about Hime being concerned about the top. So it got to the point where she was basically blocking her.
Yep.
They block it from view.
And Sumika's like, good job.
Like, good job type of thing. But Sumika calls Mitsuki to the back.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe you should not be a slut.
Basically, she's like, your tits are fucking like just
like you're too sexy. But Mitsuki wants this. She wants the self-confidence.
Yep.
Hime overhears this. Like, is this how you really feel too? She doesn't get a full comment. She just says it's lewd.
Yeah.
Kind of distracted.
Yep. So they sent her out in a little Red Riding Hood little cover. Basically.
Yep. But now Hime starts
like upset. Like Mitsuki, sorry. Mitsuki is upset. Like she's like
her confidence is gone.
Shot.
And Hime she starts feeling bad. She asks for help, and she takes it off. And she tells her like how like she loves her body and all this.
Yeah.
It's
Which,
like,
by the way, we skipped over the fact that when the episode first started with Sumika and Kaneko, Sumika is acting like really sensual with Kaneko, and Kaneko is like, you know,
I don't want this.
I'm not into this, and she's like, it's just for the show. Just
and like it's just like distract you for like just follow my lead. That's it.
Yeah, like I'm your big sister, remember? And then even Kaneko gets a little flushed.
Yes,
I'm almost done, puppy. I'm almost done.
Yeah, but basically she's talking about like I don't want anyone else to look at you like that. I want to look at you like that.
Yep.
And then
squee.
Yep. The fact now the customers are happy, like they love it.
Yep.
And she hugs her in her breasts.
Yep. Can't breathe.
Yep. Then we get to the tea part, and then we're basically people. Well, first because like you gotta learn your job. This is a serious job. Even mine's like you can't like you gotta actually put in the work. You gotta put in the effort.
Yeah. And
then Hime is still up to her old stuff. Like I'm gonna half-ass it. I'm just gonna lie my way through it.
Yep. And
that's why we'll get to Mitsuki being pissed about because I actually get it, but
yeah.
Basically, everyone else is describing their tea, except for Hime. She talks about like, oh, like how's it? Oh, it's good. Like, how do you describe it? Well, let's.
Tell me.
Yeah, and
it starts a whole mini fight in the fucking in the salon.
Yeah, two customers. One says strawberry, one says raspberry.
Yep.
And Mitsuki actually walks in. It's like you're actually both correct. It's a raspberry, strawberry, and lemon.
Yep.
It gives you like that heavenly, light type of feel. So she tries to explain that she calls Hime to the back.
No, not in the back. She's in the front. They're still in the front, and she's like, would you please refrain from using your tea as a quiz? You're gonna cause disruptions.
Yeah, but she actually does pull her back, talk about how like I drank your tea, like I read your thing.
Yeah,
I did it to look after you.
Memorize this now.
Yeah, basically. Like they're glad they're on the same page, but she hates the fact that she's going back to her old self. So she thought after the heart-to-heart she would stop that.
Yeah,
that's why I get why she's mad.
Yeah,
that's
of course He-Man's like, but don't you love me?
Is she like no, like not like that, like the stop teasing me type of thing.
Yeah,
but they brought that up again
when
after the shift.
Closed. Yeah, when the salon's closed. You see Mitsuki by herself, and she's in her normal school uniform, and she puts her head down on the piano.
But before like at the shift, she talks about how she actually wants her body. She's jealous of it.
Yeah,
and she's like stop it this, and then he'd be like, "You actually love me, don't you?" And then she says no, and that's when we get.
Yeah. She's like, "I don't love you at all," as she's blushing and putting her head down because she's flustered.
And then we get the credits rolling, basically. Yep. Welcome to the summer style.
They put a vest on her titties so she can still wear it.
Yep. And while the stripe, the white part of it is still out there.
Yep.
It's just to compress it a bit.
Yeah.
He made us the walk to the cafe. All 5 of them are standing there. Thanks for watching. 3.5.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was fun. Again, it was half Hime Mitsuki, and the other half was Tachibana and Kaneko. Mostly Kaneko being crazy.
Yep. That was the most important part, though.
I wish there was more of a balance of Hime and Mitsuki.
I was just so turned off by the catty bullshit that was happening early on until we got to like the backstory of why it was like that, and then it became good, or it became understandable at least. And then they made up, and that was great. And then we got the crazy Kaneko part, which was cringe as shit, but also rewarding toward the end. But I feel like there's not quite a real resolution between them. I feel.
Yes, but so they got to the root of it of why they stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is more of now just to have Hime not be a liar, have be an actual person, even though Kaneko doesn't want that because it will no longer be exclusive to her.
Yeah. I forgot to ask you this for Kubo, and I asked you the same question for Yuri. You're watching season 2s?
Yes.
Likewise.
For both, yes.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
All right, moving on. Tonikawa.
I'm going to actually get some water while you talk, so talk earlier.
Okay. Tonikawa, it starts off with the morning time. Nasa's up, and then we see Granny. Granny's there. She's talking about how she's gonna go on a morning walk. Like we already had the place rented out. It'd be a waste to just not use it. And then she asks, "Hey, is Tsukasa waking up anytime soon?" It's like, "Oh no, like one night of revenge. Like she's like nature is not her type of thing." And Tokiko, Nasa, they're having a little conversation. And eventually Tsukasa woke up. Basically, hey, what are you telling my darling? Stop it. Cut it out. But, of course, Tsukasa, she gets a little flustered. The day rolls on. The camp is over. Now we're home. We are back home. Nasa and Tsukasa are together. But Nasa gets a call. The call is from the landlord. He answers the phone. He hangs up. And he says, our apartment is basically almost done.
You skipped a bunch of parts. Overhearing you. Oh, I forgot to turn off my light. God damn it. You skipped the critical part. Basically, before she collapses.
That didn't happen yet. I didn't talk about the collapsing yet.
Oh, I thought you said you got the phone call. Oh, the phone call.
No, the landlord.
Ah, I thought you said she told.
No, talk about the landlord.
That's my bad. Go, man.
Yeah, go, man. There was 2 phone calls, pal. One of each.
2 phone calls.
Yes, not got the phone call. Yeah, they got basically the apartment is almost done, so they can move back in if they want to.
Yep.
So Kasa's like, but that means we gotta start paying again.
Yep.
And Nasa's like, hey, so you want to go take a look at it, see how it's looking up so far?
Yep.
And they go like, yeah, let's go take a look at it. So they're on a afternoon stroll.
And they look luxury as fuck.
Yeah. They look at the apartment like, this is nice. Basically, they talk about how they have a bath. They're gonna have a bath together. They're gonna need to buy a bed. No futon this time.
Nope.
Look at a double bed.
Yep. Ow.
Yep, they're walking home during this, and Nasa goes to hug her.
Yep.
And Tsukasa's like, hold on. I got a bone to pick with you.
Did you get the part where Kaname is like, oh, like, I don't want you
that was after. That was after.
Oh, I thought it was before.
Sorry. That was after. Yeah, when they get back, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Tsukasa's like, I got a bone to pick with you. You suck at hugs. Your hugs are shit.
No!
like stop being dramatic. Basically, you're taller than me, and you're hugging below the waist. That doesn't. It's like you're picking up a baby or a kitten. Yeah, basically. So basically, have your arms up here. And yeah. Like I had my arms underneath you, and that's like, oh, Nasa learned to hug. He learned how to hug girls.
He's like, oh, this feels good. Oh, you could bring me closer. Oh, this is the best thing ever. And Tsukasa in returns like, hey, do you have anything
about me?
Yeah.
It's like, Yep, like first like, can I touch you? Like not like that, this because like not like that. Even though I kind of want to,
Yeah,
but
no,
but yes, but no.
you're
So basically, I want to tuck you in. I want to fix your shirt.
yeah. And
That's like,
Tsukasa
I don't
gets
do
pissed
that.
off. He's like, I don't like, bro. She got like full like bitch for a moment. I was like, oh god.
Like, I don't do that. You're a liar. You just want an excuse to touch me.
I mean, I'm your
It's
husband.
like, no, it's not like that. And then we get to Kaname. Is like, you're leaving me. He's like, yeah, like we don't want to freeload you. We know what's gonna be. Like, no, you can't. Like, is it because you guys get to have sex? You guys can't moan here. What is it?
I promise. I promise. I'll pretend I didn't peep on you.
Yes, like, don't leave me.
And then it clicks later on with Nasa. Like, wait, so have you really been peeping on us?
Yeah. It's talking about how like it'll make her lonely. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not like leaving. Like, we're having our own place. Like, and
yeah, Tsukasa's like, I'm still gonna work here. I love working with you. Nasa can like just use the this area to work, right? And he's like, I just need my
he can work anywhere, because he's on the go.
He's remote.
Yep. So they're like, okay, fine. And we get to we get to Granny.
Yep.
She's looking at the rock.
Yep.
And we get a little flashback. Talk about Tsukasa's like, it's been like 2 years, like I want nothing to do with you type of thing. Like,
no, well, at first she's like, she starts thinking about when she got the rock. She apparently flew into space. She was an astronaut. She snuck
or had someone get it.
Yeah, something like that. And she got the rock. And then we get the with Tsukasa comes back. She's like,
so like in 2 years, I'm leaving you. Like,
she's like, you gotta live your own life. You can't keep living for me.
Yeah, like, and especially since you're getting up there in that age.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where she collapsed.
She picked up the rock first, and then she collapsed and she picked up the rock.
Yep. And then we get to the morning
when that happened, I thought like, oh, is she like connected?
But she died.
I thought like the rock is the rock like her life force, and when she took it out of its like cage, basically like she died or she like.
Yeah, I think this is more of like she just did not want to let go of Tsukasa, and she overthink it and just got to the point where, because that was her basically almost her whole life.
Yeah.
And we get to the morning. Chitose calls Tsukasa. Says she's in the hospital. Granny's in the hospital.
No.
Yep. So they get there and she's up. She's sitting up, playing games on the Switch.
Yep.
I'm fine.
Yep.
And then they're like, "Oh, I'm fine." Like, "Oh, here, I'm gonna go for a walk. You play my game. Grind for me. You suck at these anyway. So just keep dying. Just don't die too much."
Yep. But Nasa's like, I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah.
And he finds her in the courtyard and basically confronts her like, hey, like, I know you're not good. And she's like, how you know that? And he's like, your stride.
How you were at the morning at the camp.
Yeah, you were just full of your vigorous life, and now like you're slow, like walking, like you really are a grandma now. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, but she doesn't ever reveal what she's afflicted with. She just says like, hey, keep my condition a secret from Tsukasa. You saw her. I think
it's more of like her body's slowly dying down.
Yeah.
And she talks about like take care of Tsukasa. And she gives him the rock.
And he's like, whoa, what? And she's like, no, like, it may just be a rock, but
like this is something I did for her type of thing. Like, 1,000 years ago it would be like a special magical rock, but now it's just a rock.
And she mentions like Tsukasa's just a normal girl. She has no talents, but she's not a bad girl. It makes it difficult for you because you're special, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and basically it's your turn to take care of her now.
Yep.
Tsukasa gets there. She's yelling like, "Why are you playing these extremely difficult games?" And basically,
like, "Oh, for a gamer, you really don't. You suck."
Yeah. Basically, it's just like, what were you guys talking about?
And Granny's like, "It's a secret."
Yep. Basically, like, I know you'll tell him later. like when you're ready type of thing.
Yeah.
So we don't get a reveal of her, but
Which irked me. That really did irk me.
well, you can't do it. You can't do it in the finale and end it like that. Like it has to be next season.
But they should have given us more hints.
I know.
I wanted something to build on it, and that I should go back and write this in my review when we're done here. But I had written, I was like, I love Tonikawa. This season, the comedy was good. The what's it called? Their situations, like the sensual situations, there was an uptick in that, and it was nice to see. Like it wasn't lewd in any way, shape, or form, but there was like a form of adulthood because they are adults by definition. And so just seeing that was refreshing from that piece as well. But in hindsight, with all the other rom-coms this season, there was nothing that made it stand out truly. Like you get like I said, you get the central moments, you get the comedy, you even get some life lessons in regards to love and marriage that you can kind of take with you. But there's nothing that stands out that makes you give you that feeling of what a romance-based anime is supposed to. And then even thinking further in hindsight, Tonikawa was one of the first ROMs that, like, not one of the first, but like, when I was in my ROM binge and I watched it, I loved it. And after seeing so many other ROMs between season 1 and season 2, like it's just something about it. Like it just doesn't like hit home anymore for me. So I felt it was missing that edge. And then especially as we just mentioned, you have this background story that we know is pivotal because it's been made pivotal, but you've hardly done anything through the first 2 seasons to give us any hint of what exactly makes it pivotal. What exactly is Tsukasa? And I think that's a little bit disappointing. So for me, I gave it a 3.5.
No, 3.5. I gave it 3.5 too. We got a 4-episode miniseries involving the high school part on July 12th, I believe, but it is in July. So we'll get that when that happens. But I got a fine series. I wish they did the reveal here, but they're gonna make it the next season. But we got 4 more. Let's get to it. The Danger's in My Heart.
Good ending.
Very good ending. Basically, we're on New Year's Day.
And Ichikawa double books himself like a fucking pleb. He pulled an angel.
Yep. Basically, he has his family first.
Yep.
And he would bail halfway through to meet with Yamada.
Yep.
And but of course, Yamada's early somewhere.
Of course.
So she's just standing there, and then Kana, the sister's like, "Oh, is that your friend from the phone call? Like, why is she all dressed up?"
Yeah, she looks like she's waiting for somebody.
Yep, but of course, it's for him.
Yep.
But they don't know that.
Yep.
Yamada sees it.
Cool. They allow her to come with them on their little shrine visit.
Yep.
And as they're walking, even Yamada made the comment like, "Way to double book us, fool."
Yep.
And she's like, "I didn't expect you to be here early." So regardless, they go to the shrine, and Ichikawa can't clap because he's got his broken arm. So in a really nice moment, Yamada is the big spoon and puts her hand on his hand from behind.
Yep. And she like leads him behind her, says, I hope your dream comes true.
Whispers in his ear.
Yep. I was like,
nice. I was totally expecting Ichikawa to pop a boner. Totally expected that.
I was trying so hard not to, but
you know why? It's because he beat his dick off the day before, as we could tell.
Yep.
We'll know later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But of course, they all hang out for a bit. Yamada decides to bounce for now. Like, oh, I gotta go take care of something.
Yep. So
I'll see you guys later.
The family's gonna go for udon, and Ichikawa's like, I gotta find a way to get out.
I forgot something.
And then the sister's like, nope, count us both out. Come on, we're going. And she's like, why are you coming? She's like, I want a better first impression of Yamada. So they go back, they see Yamada, and what is she doing, Matt?
Eating.
She's being a fat ass.
She's like, she has multiple things. She basically, like, it wasn't for just her, though. Like,
she bought him food, too.
Yeah. That guy's basically coming back. And, of course, Yamada has her face stuffed while Kana sees this. Like, oh, this is the first impression. Yep.
And Kana's like, hey, you want to come back to the house?
And she's like, yes. Like, yes.
Yes.
While mouthful of food.
And meanwhile, Ichikawa's like, ah!
Yep.
Fucking mouth dropped. Like, why would you invite her?
Yep. He's like, yeah, like, you're really cute, huh? Yep.
Yep.
The confidence in hers.
Yep.
They're at the house, so of course Kata decides to embarrass.
Oh no, you forgot that she ran into the pole when she realized, holy shit, he has a shot.
Yep.
She runs into the pole just like Yamada did. That was funny.
Yep.
That
But basically, she decides.
You have Truck-kun. Is it Polchan?
Yep. It was Pol. Yeah, Polchan.
Polchan. Okay.
Yeah.
Call her Polchan.
Yep. But yeah, Kata grabs the old yearbook. 8th grade yearbook. What?
And it's her yearbook first.
Yep. First, like, oh yeah, this is me. Also, hey, you should go see Ishikawa. Like, hey, not much different, huh? Even with the hair.
Yep. Evil eyes.
And he's just completely embarrassed.
Yep. But you forgot when you get there, what's it called? Yamada's wearing the keychain on her belt.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I can't have my sister see that because it was supposed to be a gift for both of us, not her."
Like a
so he
matching
grabs
thing,
her
yeah.
waist, and Yamada's like, "Huh?" And and kind of turns around and she's like, "Oh, I thought you guys were just friends. Like we are just friends. Oh, you're that type of friends."
Yep. Like, she's a perv.
She is.
She'll ship them.
She's definitely going through puberty.
Yep. But I think she's past that. But
like
her hormones are.
She's a high school girl, bro. With an etchy mind. Oh yeah.
Yep. It got to the point where Kata's like, "Oh yeah,
I got stuff to do."
Yep. So I'm gonna leave you two alone.
Yeah.
And Yamada's like, "I want to see your room."
Yeah, but you've also forgot that basically Yamada was like, "Hey, can I call you Oni-chan?" And basically she's like, "Oh, only if you." Oh, we also skipped the scene. They're on the couch and they're talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, like when did you guys get on a first name basis?" They're like, "Oh, we call each other by our first name. What's her first name?" And Ichikawa was like, Anna.
Yep.
And that was cute. And they were like snuggled in there, and then you get the picture of the hentai. Did you see that on Twitter?
Yeah.
The comparison of the hentai, yeah. But anyway, so we get that part, and she's like, "Oh, like, can I call you Oni-chan?" She's like, "Oh, only if I can call you Anna-chan." Yay, they're friends. So they're left alone, and they're in Ichikawa's room. and Yamada, I noticed this with girls when you take them like around for the first time, like they'll always like, "What's this? What's this?" I know Karen would do that. Like she'll come to my house, and she'll be like, "What's this? What's this? Do you need this? Do you need that?" And I found that cute. It reminded me so much of her. But the girls are like that. They're like, "What's this? What's this? Oh, you used to do this? Oh." So she starts just perusing, and she sees the national, what was it for? National, like the national award for what?
Writing.
For writing. Okay. She's like, "Oh, you won a national award?" Yeah. Excuse me. And was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, she notices,
because he was writing criminal study, like psychology of criminals.
And then she notices the murder books, and she's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is just books about murderers and their psyche." And she's like, "Oh, so it's like psychology?" And he goes, "Sure, let's go with that." And she goes and sits on the bed, and he realizes like, "Oh, does my room smell?" And he goes to the trash can, like, "Oh, does she smell my?" And he's like, "No, trash can
clean.
Clean." So he obviously beat his dick the night before.
Yeah.
But in any case, so she's like, "Oh, can you like tell me what's in my mind?"
Like, you're not a killer. Like, I could be.
Yeah, basically. And then she like puts her head on the pillow and notices under the pillow is the magazine with Yamada in it. And she goes to pull the magazine, and Ichikawa's like, "Nope, bitch, no, you don't."
Yeah,
and
pins her down.
Pins her down on the magazine, and it's a very sensual, like sexually tension filled,
like the lust in their eyes.
Yeah, like
but Yamada
sits up,
gets up, is like, "I should go."
She's like, "I'm sorry for going through your stuff," and then she basically takes pictures of Ishikawa's yearbook, like snap.
Because he thought this was it, like this is over, like I ruined it. But then she saw he saw her taking pictures.
Yearbook, and she's like, "Next time, I'll let you take pictures of my yearbook."
Yep.
And she's like, "Wait." He's like, "Wait. So does that mean she's inviting me over to her house?"
Yes. Yep. And then what else happened after? They were in class again, or
no? So the next day, they're back in school, and what's it called? Yamada asked, like, "Where's the little Inu dog?" So he pulls it out. He's like, it's in my bag. And so she takes out the books, and Ichikawa's holding them. But and there's something to be held, because basically we didn't talk about this, but earlier I guess he's dreaming, and he's dreaming about like the murder books, and he starts having flashbacks of his like time as before he met Yamada, and he basically kind of like he had friends and they all went to private school because they were smarter than him, and he didn't get into the school, so he started to slowly socially distance himself. And we noticed that he uses the books to do that. When they're like, "Hey, Ichikawa, let's be in a team," and they notice that like he's reading about murder books, they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking psychopath. Let's stay the fuck away from you before you shoot." And he starts thinking like that it is what it is. And this is where the episode basically starts, as they're gonna go to the shrine, and he sees like an image of himself as like this buff older guy, and he's like, "Why are you here?" You're like, "I'm just your self-image, but you want to be." Which is very interesting. And so this leads over to the moment where they're in the school, and she has they take out the little dog, she puts it there, and then Ichikawa and Yamada have a moment with each other, basically, where Ichikawa stops Yamada and actually thanks Yamada. He's like, "Hey, I never used to like coming to school, but ever since we became friends, like, coming to school is fun. I enjoy being around you." And Yamada's like, "No, don't thank me. Thank yourself. Like, you're the one who, this situation is because of you and because of who you are." And in a nice moment, they warmly embrace. And Ichikawa's like full face on titties because Yamada's tall. But they have like this moment with each other, basically. And this is after he dropped the books. And he notices to himself, he realizes, he's like, "I use these books as a shield, and I'm now without my armor because of Yamada. Yamada has opened up my eyes to being normal, basically." And so then they hug for a really long time. The bell.
It looked like he was. It sounded like he was about to cry too.
Yeah. Like, he was emotional. And the bell goes off. They're like, "Fuck, we're gonna be late." So they rush over, and they see they get to the classroom. Moeka pops out, sees them all hot, sweaty, and like out of breath, and she's like, "You guys look like you did it. Oh my god, you guys really did it." And they're like, no, it's not like that. And Moeka runs away. She's like, and Ichikawa's like, "Ugh." And so Yamada basically she's like, "Here," and gives him an empty bag of snacks. And she's like, "Oh, typical Yamada." And he's like, "I'm just kidding," and then gives her candy instead. And end the season.
Yep, and we got season 2 in January.
Cannot wait.
I love this. What'd you give it?
4.25.
4.25.
We're online, aren't we?
Just about, almost.
But no, in all seriousness, like this was one of those where like I almost dropped it, because when you first see it, it's literally just like, hey, the school shooter falls in love with the girl with the eating disorder.
But it turned into so much more than that. As soon as Ichikawa recognized his feelings, like, good.
Yeah. And
it was mostly Yamada first.
Yeah.
Like basically trying to make the moves and all. Like, not the guy, it's the girl.
Yeah. Which was nice. It's a nice switch up. And what was it? You told us me and Starman, the stat. What was the stat that you said it started off at like 60?
It was like 6.9 something, and now it's 8.20.
I mean, hey, that's a hell of a glow up. If you ask me.
This beat Trigun in terms of big gap.
Crazy.
Yeah, so right now this has the biggest jump of
Trigun's still better.
Well, different genres, so
it's still a better show.
It's a better show, but I say in terms of like,
I get your point.
I would have called Trigun Stampede like a better romance than that.
Oh God, no.
All right, we got 3 more. Skip and Loafer.
Yay, we get to talk about it together.
Yes, for the finale.
I binged this shit.
Put the word left off. Ririka.
I hate her. I fucking hate that bitch.
We'll get to her later, but
I hate her.
Oh yeah. Basically sees Sosuke's mom. They're both looking at each other like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here?
You fucking heathen."
Basically, I'm here for my son. What are you talking about? And then basically, like, how could you be here after everything you did to him?
Yeah.
And that she brought up, did you do it because, like, basically, is he going to act because of you? Like, did you force him to do this again?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't, but it got to the point of saying no. Well, while that's going on, Mitsumi is talking about how pretty she is and all this. And then she's like, as she was about to talk to her, she's like the death glare from her, like, nope, anteater hiding against the walls.
Yep.
Like, I'll be quiet. I'll be good.
Yep, I caught up, Starman.
Yep.
Dangers versus Trigun. Yep, Trigun's better.
Yeah, so what's going on? But as the bitch goes away for now.
Ugh.
But the mother says, I should go.
Remember, I gotta do something. Good luck with your play. That hurt. I felt bad. I was like, yo, that's why I hated Ririka so much.
Yeah, but what you call it? Before that happens, though, what you call it? Sosuke. I was reading the book to his brother about like the anteater, like how they like stand tall and all this.
And just in that split moment, now he wants to cultivate a relationship with his little brother because he realizes his little brother doesn't know any better. You know?
Yeah, basically he thought this whole time he just didn't like him. We were so distant, but no, it's the fact that he was just shy. Like he wants his big brother.
Yep.
So he's actually being the big brother.
Yep.
But yeah, eventually he goes back to the mom. Then they talk about how leaving. Sosuke's there. He sees Ririka. Like, what are you doing here?
Yep.
And this is after he found out, like, oh yeah, your mom left.
Yeah, it's after the mom left, but he doesn't know like really what happened. And so
he goes to confront her when he sees her.
Yeah.
He's like, are you why mom's gone? Like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Basically being a bitch about it, and then Mitsumi, of all people, just goes in front of them.
Anteater!
With that face. I love her facial expressions. It's just like, we gotta do, bitch, what are you gonna do? Yeah, Sosuke realized that, oh, it's from the book, and he starts laughing.
Yep.
That broke the tension.
And
it reminded me from a book I was reading. But everyone calms down. The play's about to begin.
Yep.
And Sosuke just reflects on his life type of thing.
Yep.
Talk about like how he doesn't like deserve this school life, but Mitsumi makes him.
He realizes like my school life is better because of Mitsumi. And who was it? Was it Yuzuki or was it Chris? One of the girls or one of the characters notices, like, hey, like, you know, like you have Ririka, the star model, and yet Sosuke always falls for like the innocent, like nothing girl, and that's Mitsumi. Like she's just plain Jane, wears her heart on her sleeve. You know, she's a typical normal high school girl, and she doesn't have this.
I'm trying to think if it was Chris or Mika.
One of them.
Also, fuck her for a point. We're basically exposing Sosuke's secret to everybody now. Now everyone knows that he's a child actor.
Yeah. No, it wasn't her. It was the middle school friends, but they didn't know. So they fucked up, but it wasn't like a malicious fuck up.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, you were keeping it secret," because he was excited to see his middle school friends, and they mentioned like, "Oh, you know, it's great to see you acting again." They're like, "Again?" And they're like, "Oh, secret? Oh, fuck, we're bad. Our bad." But they didn't know, so that wasn't.
But that's why he's like, I'm not. That's why he's not mad, type of thing. Like,
He's
not like what's his face?
Senpai.
Yeah, Senpai. The Narumi.
Yeah.
But
like, can we see what show was it? We want to watch it. She's like, no, please don't. It's embarrassing. Let's not. Don't ask.
Yep. Yeah, but basically that happens, and yeah, he's reflecting on his life, type of thing. And when it was his time for his scene, he got distracted.
And as he's reflecting, yep. And all he sees is Mitsumi.
Yeah, and he held on the stage, he was holding the gun like he was supposed to.
Yep.
And it looked like he was about to cry on stage.
Yeah, you can call that real acting, but they don't realize like he was for sure lost in like the moment.
Yeah, but they're like, it worked. Like we were able to make it a more emotional type of thing, and it was kind of how it played out. Yeah, he's like talking about like how I didn't want to talk to I didn't want to talk to Senpai. I didn't want to do that. Like I chose not to.
Yeah,
and fucking Hiroki, she just leaves with Chris.
As soon as the play's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Sosuke, he goes over to her.
Yeah.
And he asks us about, like, you know what? I'm actually happy here.
Yeah.
Like I know you shouldn't be. I can't make up for everything I've done for you.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to talk about how you're feeling, I am here. But I don't want you to like guilt trip me anymore.
I don't want you to hold whatever happened in the past against me. Because this is
as though that she goes off like, so you're saying like you just want to be happy. Like you're happy. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck you.
Don't ever show your face around me. This is the last time. Like, we're done. Fuck you. I hope you fucking get hit by a truck.
Yeah, all that. And as she's walking away, he's like, thank you. Like a genuine thank you. And she goes to flip him off, and Chris just covers it up.
Yeah, he's like, no, let's go. But Chris, I love Chris.
Chris is a bro.
Chris is a bro as fuck. He's like, yeah, she, found out on her own, and
so like, don't worry about it. Like, you're cool with me. I got her.
You're good. And then them in the car.
And Rika is like starts crying. Like she's like, I know it's not his fault. It's like I just.
He ends up being tsundere as fuck.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was a tsundere. It wasn't his fault. He was just there. He warned me. I didn't listen, but I blamed him.
And then Chris tried to make a move.
while she's like that, and he just immediately like
friend zone.
Yep.
Still hate Ririka. Still want her to get hit by a bus.
I know, but it's just more of I do agree that
you that said I felt sorry for her.
No, I didn't say I felt sorry for her. I just more of the more as you watch it, it just was not healthy. She does be the therapist. She should not have to rely on Sosuke.
Outside of Mitsumi, all of them people need fucking therapists. The mom, Sosuke, Ririka.
Not now.
What's her face? God damn it, I'm forgetting her name now. The red hair girl who's like jealous for being a tryhard.
Oh, Mika.
She needs a therapist. All four of them, they need fucking therapy.
Oh no, Makoto was fine. She opened up. I love the thing with Yuzuki. Sorry.
I love Yuzuki. You do not understand how much I love Yuzuki.
I know, I love her too.
I watched this show and Yuzuki won, I think, like 3 awards. I kid you not.
Yeah, but I love how Makoto backed her up in the last episode with the art because people were just hitting her like, oh yeah, but anyway, this is why she did this. Like, that's growth, damn it, yes,
it was.
It's like, go girl, I got you.
I loved it.
But the festival is over. Mitsumi, she was cleaning up.
Yeah.
Sosuke, he offers to help because all the friends.
All the kids are going to after party. They're going to after party at one of the houses. We're gonna get pizza. We're gonna chill. And she's like, "Mom," she's like, "No, I got to clean up." But Sosuke,
because she part us to the castle.
Like, I don't need to go. Do you need help? And she's like, "No, like I don't need help." And she's like, "All right, no problem." She's like, "Wait, are you sure?" And she's like, "All right, how about this? If I like finish up early tomorrow, I'll call you." And she's like, "All right, cool. Like, I'll let you know exactly where you need to go if you do that. No problem."
Yep. And then there's you get a little back and forth, like the happy face, like reflecting on their friendship.
Yeah.
And I love this.
This was very wholesome.
What'd you give it?
4.25.
I gave it 4.5. About near 4.75, but mostly 4.5.
I gave it 4.25.
Yeah.
It made my top 10.
But are you glad you picked it up though?
100%.
Good.
You win.
Yeah, you're welcome. I won twice, man.
You won twice. You haven't started Raelion. Are you going to? I'm
going to tomorrow and Sunday before Forbidden Door.
And then the new episode drops Monday.
Yeah. The finale, yeah. Yeah, I got the house myself tomorrow and Sunday, so.
You mean you're not going to beat your dick 10 times?
No, it's in the breaks.
Okay, when you get tired, I'm like, all right. Hentai.
No. Once is enough.
Uncensored fucking Kimmy, whatever the fuck show that was.
Nah, reading eroticas, man. That'll do it.
Yeah.
But let's get to our co-main.
All right.
My home hero.
Good God.
I'll let you
Good God. All right. So basically we get to the point between what's it called? Tetsuo and what's the father's name? I'm forgetting the father's name.
The father, daddy, what's daddy's name? Hold on.
What is daddy's name?
Yoshitatsu. His name is Yoshitatsu. That's amazing.
Loser.
No, hey.
Matsuri. So we get to the fight between him and Matsuri, basically, and it continues on. Matsuri's like, it's not gonna matter. Like, you're always gonna, life is gonna move on. And Tetsuo continues the fight. He headbutts Matsuri, breaks his nose, and Matsuri starts reflecting on his life, and he starts reflecting on how he was a bad father, and he was in the position of it because he never received love. He never received love from his family, and he was only in studies. And that trend continued with his son, and his son ended up going to juvenile hall, and he was broken down. He was a drunk, and then that's when the organization came. They're like, hey, why don't you show your son what a winner looks like? Come join us. And so when his son gets out of juvie, he's got all the goons behind him, and he's like, let's start over. And his son is like, wow, you really, glowed up, Dad. And then from there, he just starts realizing, he's like, like, even now I can't bring myself to kill a man. Why can't I kill you? And as they're doing this, basically, he's like, you know what? I got the solution. And he takes the kitchen knife. He goes towards Tetsuo and he stabs himself. And Tetsuo's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, you'll see when your world comes crashing down because of this. And as this happens, the police knock on the door.
And so basically it's to frame him. And so Matsuri's trying to yell out, and Tetsuo basically is covering his mouth, keeping in mind that he's basically stabbed. He basically stabbed himself in the same place that Ai's killer stabbed Ai, that artery in the stomach. So he's like, oh, and Tetsuo makes up a story about a hamster, and he can't come to the thing because he doesn't want the hamster to escape. And he's just trying to buy time, trying to get the cops to go away. And meanwhile, Matsuri is bleeding out. He's bleeding out. The blood is reaching the back of the door, and he's being choked out. And basically the cops, they're like, all right, no problem. We'll just next time, if you cause a disturbance, we'll be back. And basically like we'll leave it alone. Like, I know I was being loud. Won't happen again.
Yeah. Hey, Hinata, look who came out. Hey, girl. Anyway, but the cops are gone. Matsuri is dead.
Yep. So he killed 2 people.
Fucking
murder.
Yep. And so he's like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And so meanwhile, Kasen is talking to Reika about Reika about just stuff like with her father, like being a protector. And we get a flashback to when Reiko was like 10 or something, and she was getting caught up in a rip current, and her father saved her. And she's like, Dad's always been around. Dad has always been my protector. I appreciate Dad. And Kasen's like, yeah, totally. So then Kasen's texting her like, when are you coming home? When are you coming home? When are you coming home? And so then Tetsuo calls and is like, hey, something came up. I gotta take care of business. Don't worry about anything. We're good. You asked how you can, help me. Be there for Reiko. And he hangs up, and a rainstorm starts coming in. And basically, Tetsuo, I guess, rented a flatbed truck and tied a tarp over Matsuri's body. He heads to the same like outward location in Tokyo near the mountains, and he heads off the cliff where everything happened in episode, I think, 3 or 4. Excuse me. And from there, he's digging a grave, and there's lightning and it's raining hard, and he looks up into the sky and he's like, I hope that there'll come a day when I'm forgiven for all the sins that I've committed during this week. And the word forgiven comes up in the lightning, and he's just looking up in despair up into the sky with his eyes closed, mouth open, tears coming out of his eyes. And he proceeds to bury the body. He comes home the next morning, and Kasen's waiting outside in the rain, and she promptly slaps him in the fucking face and begins to start bawling on his like chest and be like, I thought I lost you. Don't ever.
She was being worried, like, why didn't you let me help you?
Yeah, basically. And then life kind of returns to normal. You know, they go on. Reika goes back to school. You know, she's with her friends.
She's back in her apartment.
Back in the apartment. Tetsuo goes back to work. Kasen's still being a work-at-home mom. They go on a little trip to the park. Reika's being a kid. Everything is well.
But
one day
they're all
home, and huge typhoon.
Yep,
is
like
coming.
11.
Typhoon 11. It's a major category 4 storm, or 5, whatever it is. And basically, they're saying it's coming over the area. And one of the areas is basically where Tetsuo
buried the body.
And as Tetsuo is looking at the news, we go flash over to the scene where the body is. And there's, I guess, like a dam or something with rocks, and it gets flooded. And then a rush of water comes over where basically the gravesite is. Tetsuo's staring at the news, and it goes to like an inner monologue where everything starts getting dim. And
tsunami,
yep. And it's just what's it called? It's just, getting dimmer and dimmer, and he starts realizing to himself like, oh shit. But the season ends with him saying,
"It'll be okay, right?
It'll be okay, right?" Credits.
Also, we did miss something. Basically, the gang members. Basically, they said like, "Hey, like, did you watch him go out? Like, did you like, where is he?" He's like, "Oh, he just told me to wait outside, and the cop came, so I hid for a bit."
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, you're not going to stop him, so fuck it."
So he's like, so basically, like, "Oh, I guess he just left before that."
Yeah, they wrote him off.
Yep.
But I did see. I was like, "Is the manga over?" The manga is not over. The manga is still ongoing. And so I didn't see how, why, when. All I know is basically the story picks up 7 years later, is what I read. So I imagine if they pick this up for season 2, we're gonna get a flash forward to 7 years later, where the sins of Tetsuo's past come back to haunt him. For all the stress and agony this show put me through, because this is not my type of anime. Like, my heart was in my throat literally 3/4 of the season watching this show. But for all the stress that I got watching this show, because it was so out of my element, I enjoyed it so much. So I gave this a 4.5.
I gave this 3 3/4.
Really?
Okay.
This is the first one where we're like,
okay, it was fine for what it is. It's just more if they were like too much on just the shock at the end at the beginning, while the rest of them like beforehand was like little to no substance. They just made you rely on the cliffhangers for a little while. But when Tetsuo and Kyoshi they got closer, then that's when it started picking up for me.
I enjoyed I didn't enjoy it. My heart certainly didn't enjoy it, but personally, I enjoyed the whole edge of the seat type of feel,
Right, but again, it shouldn't have to be the last 2 minutes. Like, I wanted more build up in the middle to make it go type of thing. Like, oh fuck. But which I didn't get till the second half of the season. It's still fine for what it is, though. I still enjoyed it, but it's just I will definitely watch season 2.
I for sure will watch season 2 and continue to have my heart in my throat.
All right, main event time.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. 3 hours and 10 minutes in.
Oofa.
We were picking up where I left off with
who's the best villain of 2023, Chris? Tetsuo?
Yep.
I'm saying that's Prospero Mercury, baby.
No, you can make an argument for Tetsuo. Kill 2 people and frame an innocent man and an innocent mother to die.
No, the mother didn't die.
But I'm saying, like, there was still plan. Like, yeah, I know that he's innocent. He's trying to get his family back together, but
he framed the innocent man. But imagine all the other dark shit that fucking.
But also his mother on top of it. They're gonna put the mother at the mother's house.
That's not the mother's fault that she raised the fucking person that couldn't escape despair.
That still don't matter. She had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Tetsuo. I mean, I feel like he could be like the protagonist of the season because of the fact that freaking he saved his family by any means necessary through cunning actions and being
also killing.
Yay, you gotta do what you gotta do. If Bash was in that position, you're not doing what you got to do.
I wouldn't kill them.
I don't know.
It's not.
I
wouldn't know. I beat the shit out of them and send them to jail, but I would not kill them because then I'm in jail.
It's self-defense.
But not really. They won't see it as that.
All you gotta do is just stab yourself. There you go, self-defense.
No, I ain't stabbing myself.
Hey, you know,
fucking, yeah,
scar on
fucking
the
nuts.
cheek, a scar on the cheek to get away with murder. I'll take it. Now everybody's gonna think I killed somebody in my life.
Nah, you live in Florida, so
stand your ground, baby. Doesn't always work nowadays. They're actually being more picky about what's stand your ground and what's not. Believe it or not. I don't live in Texas. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right, but let's just move on with Demon Slayer so we can actually get out of here.
Yeah, for real.
Put we left off. Tanjiro, Genya, Nezuko, they're working together. Cut the shell of the upper four. It's not there.
Yep, that's where you pick up.
So he, of course, runs away again.
And he could beat Usain Bolt in a fucking 100-yard dash. I'll tell you what.
There's always a whiny bitch. It's not Zenitsu. Now it's the fucking Upper Demon Force.
Yep. Pussy.
But now it's getting to the point where he's biding time. Basically he's weak. He needs human blood, and the sun's coming up soon.
Yep.
But he sees some civilians. He starts to go.
You totally skipped the fact that his head.
I'm getting to that.
You skipped the fact that Tanjiro's fucking sword is halfway in his neck.
I was trying to get to that.
No, you're ahead. The human.
All right,
he's running away. He's running away, and then Tanjiro manages to get to him, but he doesn't have like the strength to fucking cut through his neck.
Yeah, his sword is shit.
Yeah, the sword is shit. So he ends up, what's it called? They both fall off a cliff, and basically, like, he's like, "Fuck, I gotta go kill him." And then he sees the sun is up. And he's like, "Fuck!" Like, I'm.
Also,
weak.
nice to see that his foot's better.
Yes, after he was
like completely fine, but basically, swords in the neck halfway through, jumps off with him.
Yep.
They fall down.
Yep.
He broke some bones, but he'll be fine.
Plot.
But he sees that he's gone. Like where the fuck is he?
And then that's when he realizes, like, I need human blood. If I can get human blood, I'll kill this motherfucker, no problem.
Yeah.
He sees the fucking villagers. He's like, bingo, ding, 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 you're gonna die. I need to replenish.
But the fact that, Tanjiro catches up to him.
Yep.
Gets basically the sword's still there.
Yep.
He's grabbing it.
Yep.
Cuts, but still walking.
Yep. He beheads it. But
this is where he realizes the emotion. He was missing one. He was missing
not the main body.
So he's trying to figure out what to do. Also, again, the sun's happening. Nezuko gets the Tanjiro, but she's burning.
Yeah.
So he holds on to her like to cover her from the sun. So basically, he doesn't know what to do: save Nezuko or let the demon get away,
until
save the villagers. So basically,
villagers
die or she dies.
Yep.
So he's like going back and forth, hyperventilating.
Can't make the decision.
But so Nezuko goes yeet.
As you can see in our background, I'm gonna remove. Can we remove us so they can see it?
Hold on. Nope.
2-second pause.
Yeah. Right. That is where it is. She yeets him. Like basically go. What's going on? She's being burnt alive.
Yep, she is.
Tanjiro's crying.
Then Tanjiro is pissed. He's like, you know what? You made me lose my sister. I'm going to end your fucking life. I'm not hesitating. I'm going to cut your fucking neck. You are going to fucking die right now because you made me.
Before he could, though, the villagers, Hanazagawa, they're up on the cliff again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They throw in the new sword.
Yep.
He catches it. That's where he starts going there. But he somehow uses X-ray vision.
Yeah.
To see where the real body is.
Because he can
see it. He said it, but in the video, it's X-ray vision.
Plot, of course.
It's in the heart.
It's in the heart.
So he just does his Omni Slash. Yeah, cut.
Yep.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. He's gone. He dead.
But before that, we also get the flashback of the fucking demon's life and how he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Not enough flashback.
He was a piece of shit stealer, and then fucking he ended up killing somebody. And then on his basically the day before his execution, Muzan saved him.
So while that's happening, on the other side, Mitsuri is still fighting that fucker.
Yep.
And she's about to die. The dragon eats her up, but beforehand,
because Tanjiro killed the main body,
poof,
he disappears, and she's like, "Yay, I'm alive!
I did it!"
The most useless Hashira. She's fine as shit, but she's the most useless Hashira.
I'll get to her even later.
Oh,
we'll move on. But basically, the villagers, they go to Tanjiro. Like, you saved us, thank you. He's on his knees. This is where he's crying. Like, I lost Nezuko and all this. They're all called to Tanjiro. He ain't listening.
Tanjiro Dono.
Like, turn around.
And who do we see?
Nezuko walking towards her. Burn marks are gone. Her little bamboo, it's off.
And she says, "Good morning."
Yep. And
Ohio
Tanjiro's
I cried.
So
this was spoiled. Yeah. I think she's useless, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. But
I had this spoiled thanks to fucking Lucero in our group, one of our
admins.
Yeah. I had it spoiled that she fucking is in the sun. And I was like, holy fuck, this bitch is in the fucking sun. So I was kind of pissed, and I was like looking for it. I was like, it's emotional. Right. And I'm like, but I already know she lives, so it didn't hit the same. I was like, oh, she lives. But when she said good morning, I was like, she talked. I cried.
Yeah.
I definitely
that's where Tanjiro was like crying tears of joy, hugging her. Like, he doesn't know how it's happening, but she can't fully talk still. She's still mentally a child.
Yeah.
But she knows this good morning, you okay, or thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's all she does. That's all her entire vocabulary.
Yeah, but it got a little annoying when everyone kept saying "Yokata, Yokata."
Yeah, it's like thank goodness, shake hands, thank goodness.
Yeah, but what am I? In perch spreading peace.
Yes, thank goodness.
Oh my god, it got a little annoying, but
yeah. Genya actually smiled. I was like, oh,
yeah. And then we get Muzan.
Yep, but yeah, after the reunion, everyone's hugging. Muzan, he drops what he's doing. He's like, finally.
Thank you. He's actually happy that he doesn't care that the upper moons or the upper moons got
basically, he doesn't care. To me, I'll get to them later too, because Jesus fucking Christ. But
yeah,
basically, he is happy as fuck because basically now he doesn't have to find his plant. This is where we get his flashback.
And he's an idiot.
Yeah, complete fucking idiot. I hate his back
idiot.
But yeah, he was sick, and the doctor was giving him medicine, like basically drinking this and all this. And it got to the point, like Muzan thinks it's not working.
Yeah,
it's basically dead to him. Like, no, trust me.
Yeah,
like, keep doing it. It's like extraordinary things will happen.
But he said, nope, stab.
Yep, he killed his own doctor, and we find out basically he turned him into a demon.
Yeah, the doctor was turning him into a demon.
Yep, well, vampire. Let's be real.
Yeah, basically.
He's Dracula. Damn it.
He is Dracula.
But now he basically the only way to achieve his true like immortality, he needs the blue lily plant. But only the doctor knows where it is, and he killed him. There is no books, no records, no archives.
The only person that knew was the doctor.
Yep. So basically,
idiot.
Yep.
What a fucking idiot.
Yep. So basically, he has to turn people into demons. So because they get certain traits when they turn, he needs someone to be immune to the sun, so he can take their blood. Because that is the only way he can die. He cannot die by decapitation, just the sun. So that is why
So that's how he dies. Thank you for ruining. That's how he dies.
But you knew that, though. Come on.
I thought they were gonna do something. They were gonna like find some sort of inner thing in him, and they stabbed that.
Yeah, but they explained like Sun's. He even explained like Sun's his only weakness.
How would you feel if he died from wisteria? If that was possible?
I don't know. But no, but Muzan was talking about that's the only way, that's his only weakness. That's why he talked about it. That's why he needs that plant.
Yeah, you can't go out in the sun. I laughed too when he was in the darkness in the shadow and he puts his fingertip out in the sun and he fucking like shrivels up like a vampire. I was like, wow, this fucking geek.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we see Tamayo. It's been a while.
Yep.
Basically, she's writing a note to Tanjiro. Like, I've been collecting all the blood he's been giving me from the upper moons. But Nezuko's blood hits different.
Yeah, Nezuko's blood, because the other guy had Nezuko's blood, he regained his senses and he's a normal demon. He can survive on just a little bit of blood.
Yeah, but like without needing to kill people type of thing.
Without needing to kill people. So let me ask you something real quick, because Starman said this in our chat, and is this true or not? Basically, Nezuko was able to live because in the sun because she never ate a human. Is that like factually accurate, or is that just an idea why that is?
I believe that is a theory, yes.
It's a theory?
That makes sense. I don't remember in the manga if they did explain it like that. But that is interesting if that is true.
Because
Chris did bring up, how the hell would Muzan know when he's like thousands of miles away? But
because he's connected to the moon.
That's why I explained to him. Yeah, like basically, he made them, so he would like know when they gain a trait.
Yeah. So like, what's the things he's able to keep track on? Whatever.
We get the current time. Muzan's talking about how he's happy. He found this. He kills the people he was living with.
He killed the maids, and then I presume he killed everybody else in there.
Yeah. But yeah, time I was talking about the cure for Nezuko.
Yep.
And like how like she did not develop herself like mentally and all this just to focus on her blood. Yeah. And
the doctor made a good point. They're like, before this even happened, she wrote to him because the message hadn't gotten to him yet. The day that she can live in the sun will happen sooner than you think.
Yep, and
happen.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
But now we're back at the village.
Yep.
Everyone's beat up, bruised.
Yep, they're cleaning up.
And Hanazagawa, he's pissed off.
When you forgot also during the reunion, she's like, "What did you do with my sword? You broke my sword, didn't you? You fucking piece of shit! I'm gonna kill you."
No, well, this is where he yells at him.
No, this is in the village. He yells at him. He yells at him twice. He yells at him after.
Yeah, this is the first time I was getting to. He's like talking about you ruined my sword. Like, it's fine. It's right here.
They're still in the field.
That's right. Sorry. It's like it's right here. Like it's right in our hands. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe you. I'm gonna kill you. Like it's literally right here, man.
It's funny. The demon can't kill Tanjiro, but fucking Tonikawa can.
Yo, he's a beast. I'm telling you, he's jacked. Fucking handsome.
He is.
Right, but now he has his mask. He's like looking away, like a tsundere.
Yep.
But Tanjiro actually thanks him.
Yep. And Hanazagawa was like, "All right, I'll fix your sword. Wait for me in the mansion."
Yep. And Tanjiro puts his blindfold on.
Yep. Nezuko's asleep now. She's exhausted.
Yep. Mitsu, he thanks. Both of the Hashiras thank Tanjiro.
Yep.
He's blindfolded. He's being carried off, but the person stops. Basically, take the blindfold off.
Tanjiro's blind because it was dark,
and everyone's just cheering for him. Like, yeah, thank you. As like we wouldn't be allowed to do this, but we'll put it back on
the village. Yeah. The village, you can have it off.
Yeah. So all's going on. Happy endings all around. All's well that ends well.
Yes.
Season 4 confirmed.
Yes.
Over. What'd you give it?
4.5.
I gave it a 4.
It just, it's funny because season 1, the movie, season 2, gave it 5 stars, right? It was, for me, fantastic. I love it. But I agree with everybody's points. There was just something about this season that just didn't hit the same.
There's a few things. One, the Upper Moons 4 and 5 were terrible. I did not get urgency. I did not care about them.
No, well, the second to final transformation of Upper Moon 4 was what was he? Was that 5 or 4? The one that had the
4.
7. That was 4 that had 7.
Yeah, that had the personalities.
He was badass. I thought he was badass.
He was badass, but I didn't get like, oh shit, everyone's fucked. I didn't get urgency like we did with Upper Moon 6. Where like, you know, Tengen was poisoned, lost his arm. Everyone's basically nearly died. You got that climactic battle, and even though they were decapitated, but basically even though they were decapitated, I'm taking you all with me.
Yeah.
Like, I got none of that.
Yeah,
I did not care about Upper Moon 5. I did not care about
Upper Moon 5 was the worst. He was probably.
I did not like him.
He's the worst,
and it felt rushed. I don't get how.
I didn't feel rushed per se.
And the flashbacks took away from the fight. It was very inconsistent.
But it's typical Demon Slayer. The flashbacks.
But is this where they placed them?
I will agree. They felt long. These flashbacks.
Yeah, they felt long, and they just felt out of place. Like all of a sudden, a couple moves. Oh wait, picture in picture, flashback.
Picture in picture.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott.
But yeah, it did not hit. A lot of people who have read it is like their weakest arc. It is the build-up for the Infinite Castle arc. I will say this was their best episode.
By far. I said this in the chat. This wasn't their best season. This was their best finale thus far, in my opinion.
Yes, that I can agree with, because the penultimate for season 2, that was fantastic. The finale after, felt flat. Yeah, it was okay.
Penultimate was solid. Ending was fucking spectacular.
Yes.
This is the best finale they've ever done outside the movie. Outside the movie. The movie was a good, sad ending.
Yeah, with the Rengoku bittersweet.
Yeah, it was bittersweet. Yeah, but in terms of the seasons 1, 2, and 3, by far, this is their best ending that they've done.
That's the best ending.
That's what gave it a 4.5. If it wasn't for this ending being so spectacular, I would have given it a 4.
Yeah.
But the ending was...
I said I have to actually be fair, like from like episodes 1 to now. Like I love the beginning with the Upper Moon meeting. That was fantastic. Beating all those Upper Moons, and then this finale. It's just the Upper Moons that were involved, I just did not care about them. They felt like they were like one of the worst parts of it. I didn't care about the Miss Hashira that much. Like I felt bad for his backstory, but
the backstory made me care about him more. And especially, you know, his flashback, like there was his first couple flashbacks were random out of place. I agree. The last one where he's about to die and that's when he gets his memories back, that I think like that was good.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes. And then the love Hashira, she was okay.
Useless. Weak backstory.
She became a little much at the penultimate of like how but again, she's an overly emotional person. I did like that they added her backstory in this.
And it was okay. It wasn't like
No, I'm saying, but I'm glad they actually gave her that because you don't get much of her in the last bits.
She's the most useless one.
But she didn't die, so
yeah. So we lose Rengoku, but we fucking hot bitch.
Yeah.
For our best highlight of the season, seeing her naked in episode 2.
Yeah. Also, like the animation was not the issue. It wasn't as good as season 2.
Animation is never the issue.
I'm about to say, like, I know people are complaining about the CGI, but no, that's not the issue.
It's same Demon Slayer.
I know what I said. Demon Slayer has CGI. Yeah, the fish was silly.
Best in the game.
Yes. But I said, yeah, the fish was silly. It wasn't the worst part.
The
worst part was the pacing, the Upper Moons, and
especially 5. 4 wasn't bad for me. 5 sucked.
4 was cool, but I didn't. But with the background, I just didn't care about their backstory. Basically, he was a coward that ran away.
We didn't even get one for 5. We didn't even get one for 5. 4's was weak.
The concept is cool. It's just the execution of him. He didn't like. He should feel like a bigger threat, but he really wasn't. He's just a coward.
Yeah,
that was it. Sorry, yeah, shake your head. That's fine.
What did
Chris again?
They ran
out of Hashira Mox and stopped when Goku went out shopping.
Yes. Chris, shake your head. Sorry, not Chris. Starman, shake your head.
Look, it's still not bad though. Don't take it as it's awful. It's still fine.
It just doesn't hit. It didn't hit the same.
We go fight. Fine. We fight. Go ahead. Cool.
Can't wait.
But it won't improve the
Finally,
quality.
you get to fight with Matt instead of you fighting with me.
Fine. We can fight, but it won't improve the quality of the season.
Starman, you're gonna lose. He's white. You'll just go to jail.
It's still good. It's just not great. It's fine. It's a good setup. Don't worry. Season 4 will probably be weaker because they're going to milk, again, 6 chapters and 12 episodes. They'll probably add original shit. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
So I read online that the theory for the thing is basically in the chapters, he goes to each of the Hashiras and they teach him. I wish I could find it. Oh my God. It was hilarious the way that they described it. And it was like, I want to find it now. Oh, let me see if
they teach them certain things.
I want to find it really quick if I can. Do I have history on? Is it Chrome I read it on, or was it on Google? Oh my God, tabs. Do I still have it up? No, I don't think I do. Fuck, I don't. Oh.
All the smoke. Well, I'll blow that smoke back at you.
Also, love how she was great. How? She's just hot.
That's why she's great.
Oh, that doesn't work in Demon Slayer. Being hot does not work in Demon Slayer. Ever. History. Let me see. Search. Demon Slayer announces. Okay, this is from Forbes. I'm going to read you exactly what this is. I found it.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is hilarious. Update from 620. Something a bit fun if you want to see where the Hashira training arc is going. It is quite literally a whole bunch of training of Tanjiro under the tutelage of different Hashiras, some of which we haven't met in any meaningful capacity. I suppose this could be mild spoilery if you truly want to go in completely blind. Stamina training from the Sound Hashira. Usui's back. So that's a spoiler.
Tengen, yeah.
Tengen's back. Quick movement training from the Mist Hashira. As we saw in the Swordsmith Village arc, no one can move quite like the Mist Hashira. One of the rare times we witnessed the Hashira kill an upper rank totally single-handedly without Tanjiro and company helping at all, which is credit to him. Granted, Upper Moon 5 was trash, but that is credit to him, right? Flexibility training. The Love Hashira. I suppose the jokes write themselves here, but there's a lot of dancing and leotards involved with this one. Useless.
You gotta be limber. You gotta be limber for the fights. We fight these upper moons.
Oh, great! We can now think of fucking Love Hashira just bent over like a pretzel while you pound her. Great. With the snake.
Well, the
snake's gonna be shoving his snake in and out.
Yeah, we got 3 more upper moons, and yeah, they're gonna clap, man. They're gonna clap people.
Sword skill revision. Serpent Hashira. Obani Iguro. We've glimpsed him a few times, including a tiny bit this season, but he'll be working with swordplay. That sounds good.
Yes.
Infinite pounding training. Wind Hashira. Shinazagawa. It says there has to be a better way to say that. The ability to take a lot of damage in a fight.
Endurance. So endurance.
No, endurance is from Usui. That's stamina training, endurance.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Muscle reinforcement training, the Stone Hashira.
There we go. Yes.
So basically it said standing cold water and carrying logs and pushing giant rocks. World's strongest man stuff. Final training, Water Hashira. Not quite sure what the last step here is. That's literally what this fucking article says.
I love how they wrote it like that.
It was great. That was fucking great.
But I'm still looking forward to it. I think we'll get it in winter 24. But it's definitely going to come out in 24. Okay.
Another 4-star.
Okay. It's good. It's not fantastic. It's not a GOAT season. It happens.
Season 3 is still... There's 2. Season 2 is still the GOAT season.
Yes.
Season 3 is the GOAT finale of the season.
GOAT finale. I liked the stuff they did. Just the stuff in the middle. Kind of dragged it a bit. But you know what? It's still good. It doesn't mean I hate it, Starmans.
Is this in your top 10?
It depends on how Hells goes.
Really? It's that low on your top 10?
Yes.
Wow.
If Hells does better, bye.
Really?
Yes.
Currently, it's in my 5.
I would not, but that's you. That's fine. We all have different opinions.
Hell's has a chance, depending on how it ends, to maybe.
Yeah, so Hell's has 2 more. So
see, I think what it is where you have Demon Slayer, I have Hell's. So Hell's it has the potential to jump a couple of the early ones. I'll say.
Yeah, hell, fucking Insomniacs has a chance to move up because they got 2 more.
Oh, Insomniacs is deep in my shit. Pause. After this week, you know what made a big jump on my list?
What?
Delusion made a big jump in my list. It's vying for top 5, depending how that ends tomorrow.
Yeah, my top 5 might actually swap around. It depends on Gundam and Oshi.
Oh, I mean, I can't say anything about those 2 because then I would give away some major spoilers.
Yeah, but I say like, they might take some big spots in there.
Those are the 2 that I've praised the most. So everybody who listens on a consistent basis should know that their position.
Yep.
In my list.
All right. Closing thoughts. We talked long enough.
I can't wait till summer.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be longer. It's gonna be twice as long.
For you. For you, buddy.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, we'll keep the recaps quick for our sake.
We never do.
I want to. You don't.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be talking for at least 40 minutes by yourself with all the ones you're watching that I'm not watching.
We'll condense. We'll see what happens.
Literally, I think I'm only watching, 2 or 3 that you're not watching. Again. Yeah. And you're watching like 7 that I'm not watching.
All right, guys. We talked enough. We cut most of our finales out of the way. We're full of cake. We're overstuffed with cake.
You know what? Backtrack real quick. My closing thoughts is I can't wait till next week because it'll be short as fuck.
Yeah, next week we got the finales of Oshi no Ko. It would have been fucking Kamikatsu, but whatever. Clue's First Friend, and we got Black Clover.
How do you feel? That's all we have? No, we have more.
We got a couple more.
We have Dead Mount. We have
that's right, Dead Mount.
So we have Heavenly Delusion.
Yep, that's tomorrow.
I have Galaxy Next Door and Yamada, and Clueless First Friend, Raeliana, which you should hopefully have, and Dead Mount. So and Oshi.
We got about 5 or 6.
Let me ask you something. Given the condensed time that next week is going to be, how do you feel about revealing your summer lineups next week? Because normally when we do the awards and the rankings, we normally 3-4 hours deep in and we're tired. So
plus they're going to start next Saturday. So
so I think that's a great interlude.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So at the finale,
that way it will just be Gundam, a couple other ones,
Insomniacs, Hells, and
awards
and rankings.
Yep. All right, we'll do it like that. So next week we'll talk about Black Clover. We'll talk about our summer watch list. Follow me on Twitter at DamonPhoenix12. Follow him at Showstopper24. Follow on Twitter at Talk the Kēki. We have a link tree for listening to your favorite podcast: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, iHeartRadio. You name it, we're there. Type us in the Google search bar. We'll be right there as well. Thank you, Sean, for being our editor. And thank you, W2M Network and Chairshot Radio for hosting us. Follow them at W2M Network and Chairshot Media. Give me your Instagram so we can go home.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24, just like Matt said. You can follow me on my podcast Instagram at podcast.senpai. You can follow me on my anime Instagram at AI_anime24. For those who do follow me on my anime Instagram, I am so behind on posting, but I'm in the midst of posting all of my winter reviews so I can start posting the spring ones after that. So I'm probably about 40% done posting the winter reviews. We'll keep on going on that pace as well. And then again, you can follow us on our Talk the Kēki Instagram at TALKTHEKEKI, Talk the Kēki. I just made a post today, matter of fact, catching us up on all the episodes. There's 3 pages worth of episodes. That's how long it's been since I posted. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we're all caught up. Again, as Matt said, thank you to Sean for being our editor. He's got some blessings in his life. That's how we're able to turn these motherfuckers around so quickly for those who listen on audio versions. And again, as Matt said, if you want to watch the live stream and see all of our shenanigans and tomfoolery and our beautiful, lovely faces, you can catch the replays on Twitch, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Let's go home.
All right, so that we'll see you Thursday. Arigato, datu faku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!
Bye-bye!
Welcome to Talk the Kēki.